Now listen to Dia.
Truth Media.
Su Dia. Very no bad. Nasa anybody Saluman. Yeah, they live or they poo them for do any business for do some. Yeah, they live in the office. They no bad. Any business for do some. Are they provide for make any students them. Anyway, for make or the confusion or the education, anybody for learner, anybody for prepare, any song if for the anybody.
Oh, yeah. Oh, radio to media. Radio to media. We rise every morning with truth in our hands. No more silence, we take a stand. For the people who cry for the dreams that fade, we speak for the hearts that justice betrayed. Radio True Media.
On FM 103.9.
Radio True Media.
On FM 103.9.
Now we voice, now we power. True Media go shine like tower. We no go fear, we go talk. Even if they know I make we talk. True Media Radio. On FM 103.9.
Now God we dey Friday, not true we dey preach. Freedom of speech, now that we dey teach.
For salon, we go stand tall. Radio True Media.
One voice for all.
We honor the land, the struggle, the fight. We shine a light in the darkest night. Because we believe in hard work and faith to Sierra Leone way. We hold the line, come what may.
Them one set we more them, but we go shout. Now the poor man voice we they bring out.
Now we alright for know the truth. Now that make we go protect the truth.
True big and no they neglect anyone.
We are the voice, we are the flame. Truth will rise, they'll know our name. We are the truth and nothing else.
Truth they get, we know they play.
Now for Salon, we declare the way. Tune in every day to
Truth me get radio.
oh, 3.9. Oh,
Truth me get radio.
3.9. Radio to media. Radio to media. Radio to media. Radio to media. Radio to media.
On FM 103.9.
Radio to media.
On FM 103.9. Truth video radio. Truth video radio.
Radio to media. We rise every morning with truth in our hands. No more silence, we take a stand. For the people who cry for the dreams that fade, we speak for the hearts that justice betrayed. Radio to media.
On FM 103.9.
Radio to media.
On FM 103.9.
Now we voice.
This is Truth Radio, 103.9 FM. We empower the nation.
Mina Yusufu Jallo, the Cowfoot Prince, and you they listen to Truth Radio on 103.9 FM live from Freetown. Natu de las.
Salon Nawiyon indeed. Good morning, me neighbor them. Good morning, me people them. Good morning, me fambulem. Fambulem na Udukoko, fambulem na Putloko, me man. Poppy box. It's been a while, big brother. It's like this politics so lost you pa we. Now online no more man they see you now. Bakeloko, Poppy box of Putloko. I wanna Putloko ibesao. You permanently. You avoid winning a free term. But good morning to you and all the people of Putloko, all the good people of Putloko, Cambia, Gokupu, and we people in na Mashaka. You know I can say Mashaka na the roadway. Now the junction where they show, usually if you did it, you dey understand who side the power day, who side power day in this country. You see whether they go south, whether they go north. You know, some 7 years ago or so, most of the SUV then they go north, Now downside, now down the end, straight. Down, I think in Kolan Kamakwe Road. But now the Motikare all they go. And they go the Tonkolili, the Mile 91, the Bow Road, you know. That's how our politics and power is. You know, you get for know who side the power there and who are them hold the power. If you sit on na for one weekend no more and sit on na Mashaka and Kont. You know, when you watch the program, then outside and they host them back and they make you understand. But I see the Ministry of Information and Civic Education, they in McKinney yesterday and today with the Civic Day series, today are the day 2. And the minister can care in colleagues them, you know, go to the public for let they answer questions them. And you know, taking the government to the people, we're very important as well. So we wish them well. Hopefully, we colleague from McKinney Bash go give you update about the Civic Day 2, where they happen on McKinney today. I see a lineup of ministers them, including members of parliament them from McKinney. I see my brother Honorable Ibrahim Barry and Honorable Catherine as well. Then get for dinner the panel for discourse with the people. And that's very important for me. You know, me think say members of parliament they serve for the organizer in town hall them. Una go let the people ask una question. Go tell them what you know they do for them. You know? Good morning to Fambul and Amambo, na Godrich. Fambul and a Lumley, then can remind me about Lumley. Say no forget saying a Lumley, you don't dey na Lumley or you na Lumley picking as well. Yeah, I can remember that. You know, I can always remember that. Fambul and a Grassfield Lumley, you know, one community we being all way and keep we well, you know, respectfully, you know, a lot of people them. You know, we interact, support the community. Yesterday, I see somebody from the community message me about the football. We've been supporting the community team and all that. So that's about it. I'm part of Lumley, Aberdeen, Kisii. You know, now I do up reels at this end. I think at some point I lived at Leicester as well. Yeah, so don't go across this tongue. But good morning to all we viewers them. We listeners them on 103.9 FM. On our way there between our Facebook and YouTube. Yesterday I tell you thank you. And I challenge you now, say the numbers them for increase. We should increase the numbers. From 10K, we don't go 11K. Before this weekend, we forgot 20. Before now the 1 month gifts that they wanna give me. Then they wanna give me na Truth Media. 1 month gift. So we forgot 20K. So share the live, share it, share them with your network, now your WhatsApp groups them, and the people can listen. The principal, the son, you know, school door open, and yesterday I drive around, you know, Lodge to the light. You know, you see school picking them, very excited, you know, in commerce school. You know, then since then they can be very good, you know, it's uplifting, and these now we future, and we're not for joke with we picking them, not for joke with them at all. Hopefully this morning we'll go get the national anthem or pledge from one of the schools around Freetown, where my colleague then go send for we, for just show say the schools are back and the kids are back at their schools and ready to learn. Yeah, they're ready for learn, and like the president can say human capital development and education, I know more go change this country, and we not for joke with them. It's not something we should joke with. You know, I read the vice president in statement the other day we go launch the budget hearing and all that. He say every day, and they born 700 picking them at this country, man, and they walk, you know. About 700 picking them, and even they give statistics of the number of classrooms and we then go need in the future. And in point was how governments need money for fund the future of this country, and the future na the school picking them, you know. And he was as always, you know, the vice president. I don't watch him plenty time. I remember there was a time where he go deliver a speech. Sometimes I go ask one of the assistants. I say I need this speech. He said this vice VP, you know, can prepare a speech, or we can just take in jotting. You know, now from the heart he can talk. You know, and he spoke from the heart. I watched the video as well, and he was challenging people in government for ensuring they raise revenue, spend them judiciously. Say the onus is on them for ensuring them fund the future of this country. So what we can talk now, say we need for spend judiciously, we need for cut down on wastages. Not to say na pambado. People within our government self aware of that, including the vice president. So and the way we all agree, say it's not happening right, the right way. No, it's not. We should do better. We're not for to get back and forth for fund. We picking a school business for pay subsidy. No, we shouldn't. It's free quality education, one of the flagship of this government. And that's what Sierra Leoneans and don't embrace for sustain them and support them. My name is Amadou Lamwana Ba, and we come to you live from the studios na Wandi Hillcourt Road na Freetown. And this morning we take with prayers. As always, we are people who believe in the name of Allah. We believe in God for guide we, protect we. I mean, Paddy say Truth Media na the only radio station, na the only media where they pray in the morning. Well, we believe in God. We believe say we need for pray for we say for pray for we leaders, then people in public service, and pray for we country, because of that we learn. We learn say after God, na the president leadership, you know. And we all need guidance. We are not perfect humans. Everybody get them flaws just like us. People in politics, in governance are not perfect. I make people like we day for the call, hold them back and hold them to account for what they do. Remind them about the things them. Let's pray this morning. We'll come back and continue the rambling from the principal. Continue for stay with me. This is the Truth Morning Devotion on Truth Radio 103.9 FM. We're on Facebook and we YouTube channel as well.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. We start with prayer with the leaders them in this country. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah protect and guide them. Let them continue for do the good work we then they can do, inshallah. All the leaders them go to the educational sectors. All the big man in this country, everybody we try and this country with the ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, let Allah protect and guide them. So inshallah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها لها ما كسبت وعليها ما اكتسبت ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إسرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار اللهم إنا نعوذ بك من جحد البلاء والدرك الشكاء وسوء القضاء والشماتة الأعداء اللهم إياك نعبد ولك نصلي ونسجد وإليك نسعى ونحفد نرجو رحمتك ونخشى عذابك إن عذابك الجد بالكافرين ملحقا سلام سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والصلاة والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Heavenly Father, thank you for the nation of Sierra Leone. We bless your name. We give you glory. We give you honor. Father, we pray, O God, that your peace, which passes all understanding, will continue to rule over this nation. In the name of Jesus, every plot of the wicked, O God, to bring war or whatever it is that is not of you over this country, again, we cancel it in the name of Jesus. Heavenly Father, you said in your word in 1 Timothy chapter 2 that all prayers should be done for people who are in authority. Father, we commit the leadership of this nation, the president, the team, the family into your precious hand. Father, just like Solomon asked for wisdom for you to rule his people, I pray for wisdom upon Mr. President's life in the name of Jesus. Holy Spirit, take over. I pray for the citizens of this nation. The Lord, unity, peace, and love will continue to abide with us and bound us together in the name of Jesus. Thank you for every life in this nation. Thank you for what you have done. Thank you for what you're about to do for the country of Sierra Leone. Lord, take over. Thank you for blessing us with all the minerals. Thank you for blessing us with every blessings. Thank you, O God. Thank you, O Father. Glory be unto your name. Thank you. We give you glory, we give you honor. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen and amen and amen. God bless you, Truth Media, for this opportunity. God bless you, Sierra Leone. Thank you all in Jesus' name. Amen.
Yo, we country slow. We want for no. Why not they grow? Yeah, we want for no. We want for no. Waiting make we country they go slow. Waiting make it all they grow. Yes, so I can for sure. Yes, I can for sure them thing them way they make we know they grow. Say now we they die pampo. If I they try for go before, I bet do ya not make us slow? No. If I they try for raise the tempo, do ya not make them low? Yes, so if I they try for go before, I bet do ya not make us slow? No. If I dey try for raise the tempo, do ya not make them low? Yes, so Before they do them, thing now we go make we gladdy, thing now we go make we happy, thing now we go make we country laddie daddy. So we go live in unity. Yes, so before they do them, thing now we go make we gladdy, thing now we go make we happy, thing now we go make we country laddie daddy. So we go live in harmony. Yes, so don't we for do them, thing now we go make we smarter, thing now we go make we stronger, thing now we go make we nation. We for do them, thing we go make we gladdy, thing them we go make we happy, thing them we go make we grow stronger as people we like the country. Yesterday, share photos and videos of how the beach turn like. We go follow up on that for see if there is any progress. If they've cleaned the beach. It's the only public beach, one of the main outside people and they come all side for camp. Not for left hand or see that kind of way. No, we shouldn't. You don't need all the money in the world for clean day. No need for wait for European Union for cancer. We say EU beach clean up for logo clean. No. We can do it. Show some leadership. Say I see organization. In one news yesterday, they say the Minister of Tourism na Salona, the best minister in West Africa. He win award. The head of the tourist board as well himself win award. Please come and clean the beach. Congratulations on your awards. But please do not clean that beach day. Do not clean that beach day. Get some enforcement. I understand the seaweed issue. And for me, I don't understand how all this while, all these years, seaweed the kaya, we're not able to understand how for use. I've been to Zanzibar, like I say. I've seen at Zanzibar how they transform seaweed to making local soap and other things. At Zanzibar, there was a project. I went on some conference and then take with some community. Then have seaweed been there and bog the beach. So then work on some ideas how then they transform them. So it become something where people then they use for make things them for the society. But we see we always the kind we know we buy machine the other day outside the machine the other day then tell me at the parts and the of the machine and then at the beach. Some things you don't need all. I know the resource constraint at this country, but you don't need all the resources in the world to keep for cuts and grass and then at the beach. Keep the roundabouts tidy, keep the footpaths. Grass don't grow at the place like na farm, man. Come on, we can do better. And help people in that beach with some public toilets. Some public toilets. We say when they go to the beach get responsibility. You just a litter. You go to away, you go drink, you to away. People and some of who very with dirty or lie. Go to the beach just to away. And bin then did it. That's the good part of it. Most parts, if you walk past, you see bin where them put there. Why not drop it in the bin? If you drink, not just throw away the plastic and help for dirty the place as well. It's your place. Imagine, it's a public space. Clean it up. We all get a responsibility. I talk about land, man. The message then calls say we don't get about land. This country, It's in the way they happen. Let's watch this video first. Let's watch this video. Then we can talk about land shortly. Let's watch this video.
The Idmandem, we get forget meeting. We don't get meeting before, but we get forget another meeting. The Ministry of Lands get for did it. Because when I just said the land fiti-fata, I'm going to have a meeting with the Ministry of Lands. Then it demand them, everybody with some parliamentarian, the way they sell land. And even then judges the way they involve in the wrong way. We will respect the independence of the judges, but we will have to call them to order. This is not done. We cannot run a country like this.
So me talk amo, Adipa. We cannot run a country like this. We cannot. Oh, talk away journalists and talk, hey, they blackmail me, they do this. And the president, I ain't talking so. And then they sell land fiti fata. Ah! Somebody send me audio from Godrich. The community land is they don't sell and they don't go court. The person will buy and don't make them don't arrest the head man. So land case all over. People then just sit down, they sell land no more. And the president is aware, Mr. President. You're aware of this. Take some action. You have a minister at the Ministry of Land. And by the way, I don't ask my colleague at the Ministry of Land, Abdul Fonti, for help follow get the minister here. For can talk about the many issues about landlord again in this country. So many issues. You're gonna court, you then go accuse, then go say judges, then lawyers, then involved. Publicly, me don't see how lawyers and defend themselves make plaba for land. Accuse judges them of giving wrong judgment. Parliament. The president ain't talk how he say parliamentarian them, judges them. Ministry of Land, you say una they sell the land fiti fata. This go buy, this sell and give this sell and give this. Man, how will we do this to ourselves? Just yesterday, I get a distress call from a community, Nakisi. Here is a school. Most people who grow up Nakisi or we born Nakisi, we move go Nakisi, know Ajadanki Kabir of blessed memory. You know, the people who fight for Islam. There was this vast land close to in place. Here, other Muslims them be able to get, I think, a list of this land from government, and for able to get the Saudi government, African Muslim Agency, for support Muslims and for prepare them before they go Hajj. Apparently the mission came, they were doing that, they set up a primary school. Fast forward to a secondary school, a kindergarten. I went to that school. Where I watched where you know, I get the picture where then they explain give me of Usai Ministry of Land on give to some business person for go build a house. Man, that compound is well fenced. If you go by Bure Road, you know, Usai the NP filling station there before you reach Shell, before you reach the Malado station and the Leonco station. They by Taylor Street and that end, the Taylor Street, Adolfo Street. Vast land. There is a primary school on the Adolfo Street and this end. By Bure Road, you get administrative building, and as well you get the secondary school there. Downwards by Taylor Street, you get a clinic. Then you get a mosque inside there as well. Then upwards, you get a kindergarten school. A building where them be used for kindergarten school. It's in the road, did they? And you get this empty land. It's not 11 aside. It's something like, it's wide, but it's 6 aside. Then been divided out where they play volleyball, they football, athletics, and they'll be used for sports. And at day other schools them around the community been they use. Because the field them where the other field will be called and Ghana field. Then don't give one fishing company. Now they then have been Salpost land, government land, instead then give fishing company. There is Myland Field. Myland Field actually I think at the Anglican church, now one church where they get it. So they're able to protect their land. They can get into contact with the community for organized football day and all that in there. But this school, a well-fenced compound, the land outside the picking and the play, the field, outside and they use for sports, they said they don't go listen to somebody. And they shared the documents with me. Let's see. And then say the permanent secretary, now the Ministry of Lands, confirms say, yes, they've listed the land. Let's send this to the producer. Maybe they can pull them up na the screen. Let people then see and understand what they say. It's a state land sold to Randlin Holdings Limited at Baibure Road, Kisi area. 3,000, I'm not able to get the number. They sell them 200,000 United States dollars only for use as commercial purposes. This is a land, if you can imagine, this is a land, a school is here, a school is downwards over there, a school is upwards. The field outside the beginning, they pay mosques there, and I remember the mosque, they been fence them. They fence the mosque because what been there, they play ball and wake the community people and they can't play. They say ball, they go inside the mosque. So the mission being agreed, say let them fence with the community people and then fence the mosque. But now one of the most conducive places and the way you go send you picking go school, you know, say the compound is safe, you get gates, then get field for play, they don't go come on a treat for play and all of that. Then someone is taking this same land and giving to someone for do private business. How do we do things like this? How and why? Let's say this is a private land and somebody will get in private property wants sell them. That is understandable. But this is a government land, outside school, outside people and picking and the community. Now there we all come. I know 2 members of parliament who attended that school. I know people who are engineers, lawyers, who attended that school, but they contribute to nation building. Yesterday, I get information say Honorable Alpha Khan go there and tell them for stop work because the community been don't raise this concern to them and tell them for stop work. So them been get for stop work because the school picking themselves been come on and go meet the people. Imagine the school they go on. People and don't begin digging at the place. We colleague them go there today. We'll get a photo or video of what's in the happen there. So we go show the public tomorrow. This week now land they talk about. Land and cleanliness. Now they talk about. And waiting we get for do with one another that we get for ask people that we get land case. Una carry them. Una come to we. What's it genuine? Let us compile them and present them to the president. Some of these things the president is not aware until you bring them to your attention. Yeah, how do you go and sell land to a private company for do business, for build a house in a compound outside the people will not get they with you. I have memories of that place. I remember the vast land the other side we were planting. Them been the train we been here garden, you know, they plant corn and other things there. But it was a conducive atmosphere for play. You know, you're able then at the compound and play. Now you go sell the land, the field outside the community they use. Now then they use for pray back. You know where pray they can come so. Now then the community can use for pray. How do you do that? How? Why? Now so they feel like barracks police feel. They don't sell and give somebody back for build a house. The community, outside the community they use for pray. I know barracks. I remember where Trade Center they been turned displaced camp. Eastern Lions moved to barracks field. Now they didn't be the train. Now they we all been they go play ball, community football. Now they go play. Community school and they use that place there. Police school they use there for make sports. Other school them around they use there for make sports. They in St. Michael field. But somebody don't go list or sell legi somebody for go build warehouse. If possible want build warehouse, you know not go get land after Waterloo. They go build. How can individual for their own private business, the private, all community, and this is not government land, not a private land. None of remember the people themselves. Una young picking them, other people, una picking and they go private school. Then get all thing at them place. They don't care about community people. Una go only come and campaign to them during elections. It's so sad. I have memories of that place. And I can imagine somebody they go sell that field, they give somebody say they go build a house there. You don't think say go and bog the primary and the secondary school where they inside the same compound, where house, they carry with Stroku side picking in the land book. Man, some of the things people do. I say yesterday what talk about land no more than this year. The message them and call say what I don't get. Community land the way people and they connive and please play the video again of Mr. President. We can't take a quick call and talk to Reverend Jesse for now. But I'll play that video. Let me hear it from the president.
He demand them. We get forget meeting. We don't get meeting before, but we'll forget another meeting. The Ministry of Lands get for Didi. Because when I just said the land fiti-fata, I'm going to have a meeting with the Ministry of Lands. Then it demand them, everybody with some parliamentarian, the way they sell land. And even then judges the way they involve in the wrong way. We will respect the independence of the judges, but we will have to call them to order. This is not done. We cannot run a country like this.
We definitely cannot run a country like this. We cannot. We cannot. We definitely shouldn't. You sell land $2,500, $20,000 for the future of picking them. How could you do that? How? You wanna sit on a U building. If somebody go meet you and say one land, you wanna go watch the environment first. Let you understand. You know, I sabi that place there. I know. I dey imagine how somebody they go build a house now, the field outside the picking then they play. The field where community they use for play football, where other schools and they use for athletics, then they use for play. Una self if una want go campaign, get to a political business, and una go stand there. This same compound get clinic downwards, get secondary school, get kindergarten, get primary school. They go sell the middle now like middle, yeah. Now you sell so. Say they can build a house. You know, somebody said the other day when we call bombs when I don't know. We need for begin. Yeah, I remember people in Alunge them be the thief and solar light so much so then carry it people and for do bomb swear. Tell them now for carry it for people and where they do them bad thing there. Mr. President, Ministry of Land and they sell them fiti-fata school compound. Nine and they sell now. And I tell you about police barracks. Kisi na Eastern. Instead of me, they think say sometimes somebody go think say let we build let we extend the housing them for the police at this land. That is understandable. But you go give somebody for build warehouse, deprive the community, deprive even the police them. The police building the way they are like how them been there from Tradina so then they. How people when they take decision, but how then they sit home and decide what thing they want to do. The future of people, you decide you go sell land no more. Because you get kickback and all that thing. Let's take this video quickly. We'll come back and talk about this. Let's take this video quickly. And we can talk to Reverend Usman Jesse Fona from the Interreligious Council of Salone.
The demand them. We get forget meeting. We don't get meeting before, but we'll get forget another meeting. The Ministry of Lands get for Didi. Because when I just said the land fiti-fata, I'm going to have a meeting with the Ministry of Lands. Then it demand them, everybody with some parliamentarian, the way they sell land. And even then judges the way they involve in the wrong way. We will respect the independence of the judges, but we will have to call them to order. This is not done. We cannot run a country like this.
Last weekend, 2 women they married na Waterloo, but the marriage be end with arrest. One organization, when a Pride Sierra Leone say, then don't release the woman them from police custody, but police no comment on the matter yet. Religion and culture no accept same-sex marriage na Salone. Even the law self condemn man-to-man relationship. One lawyer, when a Mahmoud Ba say, he not sure wetin police go charge the woman them with because, according to Ram, them no violate Section 61 of the Offences Against the Persons Act. The Interreligious Council na Salone don't pull word na do say, then they strongly criticize the same-sex marriage wey happen na Waterloo. The Coalition for Equality and Gender say, them not dey promote LGBTQ issues na Salone, but then they defend LGBTQ people them. And then say them go investigate.
Really
this
get some
matter
sound
and look
issue
into
with that
am.
video there, but we just want to show you know, the story, one of the most trending stories for this week, over the weekend up to yesterday, when at the issue of the same-sex people them where they arrest now Waterloo. So the Interreligious Council been pulled a statement yesterday. We get Reverend Usman Jesse Fona on the line now. Good morning, Reverend.
Good morning, my brother. Good morning, Truth Radio.
Welcome to Truth Radio. We see on a full press statement yesterday, they condemn this action. Waiting actually on the condemn. Is it the same-sex marriage, or is it that there's this report of religious person, the imam or sheikh, we go officiate the ceremony?
We condemn every aspect of that ceremony, the same-sex marriage, the abomination in this country. Sierra Leone was built on a culture of hope, of dignity, of civilization. Sierra Leone is a country we're full of religious people. We're not a religious state, but we are religious. Sierra Leone is a country wherein the hope of the people of this country are the religious leaders. So for me to see we degenerate to that situation wherein we get same-sex marriage, and we really see people we get the nomenclature of religious leaders. They go there for take part in that kind of ceremony. That be a shock to we, that be an unacceptable situation. So as Interreligious Council, we get the moral obligation to uphold the peace of this country and promote peace and national cohesion. We think say that was wrong, and therefore we speak on behalf of the people of Sierra Leone that it is wrong, it is unacceptable, and it should not be encouraged in this nation.
Una don't able identify another religious person there we go conduct we go officiate the wedding ceremony and offer Islamic prayers. They say na imam, and some people they say na sheikh.
The simple answer I will say no. No, because when this news come up, we mount up an independent internal investigation through with various networks. We use the Supreme Islamic Council, the United Council of Imams, who then get registered imams in this country and mocks them. And we discover, see, none of the people and we do the act, they are not part of any of our religious organization. And worst of all, we are made to understand they are on the run. So if they're on the run, then we cannot handle them. So, but again, I want to understand, it was not just an imam. We are made to understand that they've also been get a pastor, a self-claimed pastor, Dede. So as far as we know, we district coordinator, Waterloo, he engage the chief imam. They go to the site where the incident go take place. They don't find them. They show them the police station. We say they get the picking and go. The crime officer go show them, say these are the people. But then the reverend and the pastor in question, they all run away. But the story what we read that this is not somebody in a Marabu man where they do business. Just because they read Al-Fatiha and they hold the Sabiana in hand, people call him sheikh. But he was not a recognized sheikh from the religious community, and he's not part of all. This is a clear call for let people know that Salon say not to every religious leader will perform a religious function when a recognized religious leader under the umbrella of the Interreligious Council.
So, what's are the rules of engagement or laid down procedures in, religious leaders being invited for either officiate a naming ceremony, a wedding? Una get any procedures, or they need to check the background of the people before they go officiate any of the ceremony then they?
Well, you need to know, see, the church and the mosques, when they contract marriage on behalf of the state, the state they get responsibility for do that marriage. But when they do that aspect of the church and the mosque on behalf of the state, and encourage them to go register. Therefore, the office of the Registrar General get a criteria not to anybody they conduct marriage. You therefore be a recognized pastor, and you therefore produce a license for sure say you get authority or imam to conduct marriage. So when you go for license or you go for buy your marriage certificate, those are issues they get for ask for. But some pastors and imams, they conduct marriages where you know to go through that procedure. Especially if you do this kind of a thing, the rest assured, you know, go through the right procedures and proceedings, and therefore nobody not get any hold on you. But yes, when I conduct marriage, it have to be a recognized pastor or a recognized imam by the state. And how then they happen? We all they go through registration with the Ministry of Social Welfare. And now we try to develop a policy with the Ministry of Social Welfare so that we will handle that gaps with it. Because some man they just come, he gather himself, they call himself pastor or imam because it's a read Quran or it's a read Bible. So now we have to put procedures in place or make sure say before we allow you to operate as a pastor or imam in this country. One, you forget the congregation. Two, you belong to one of the umbrella bodies of the religious institutions in the country. They recommend you to the Interreligious Council after they don't vet you. And when the Interreligious Council they don't vet all your documentations, and they will recommend you to social welfare for registration. So these are the gaps that we did, but we'll try to handle them. But for now, it's difficult for control because we country get freedom of worship, we get freedom of religion, and Sierra Leone very open and porous to religious people. And today, everybody they can in this country at will and do what you want to do in the name of freedom of religion and freedom of worship.
Reverend, are you saying UNAWA regulates the practice by people we say they are religious leaders? Are you saying they should be registered, they should be licensed? Is that what you say this morning?
Yeah, that procedure they all. That is the procedure. Before you operate as a church, you need to register, or as a mosque, you have to register with the Ministry of Social Welfare. That is the line ministry. But the current Ministry of Social Welfare don't discover, say, today when they get infiltration of a lot of religious institutions, when an extremist them, then they try to challenge the religious tolerance, then they bring confusion into the country, and therefore it don't come as early as late as last week, Friday. We meet at the Ministry of Social Welfare, key religious leaders for the ministry, and then we agree, say, we will develop a policy. In fact, next week, we'll go around the country in every regional headquarters town, we'll share with them the framework we will put in place so that they will make their contributions, and at the end of the day, we will call a national conference of religious leaders to agree on how we will regulate ourselves and the code of conduct we will apply for make sure there's sanity lay within the religious community in this country.
Finally, Reverend, before I left you, is it that the Interreligious Council is saying no imam, no pastor, whether registered or not registered, for conduct or, ceremony, wedding ceremony for same-sex couple, whether it's a man marrying a man or a woman marrying a woman?
It's not, that one day, an abomination. For me, you go marry people of same sex, that is an abomination. But what I'm saying here to you, any form of marriage, especially the marriage way approved by God and this nation, when a man and woman for marriage, nobody will not get the qualification. You are not an ordained reverend, you are not an ordained imam, recognized, you have no right to conduct this kind of wedding. If you do them, it is not and void. I'm pretty sure even the ministry, the office of the Registrar General and NCNRA not going to allow you to register that certificate day, and nobody will recognize that wedding.
Okay, Reverend Usman Jesse Fona of the Interreligious Council of Sierra Leone, thank you so much for having us this morning. But I will ask you finally, do you also, as religious body, consider the rights of people of their choice of how their sexual orientation and how they want to live their life?
Yes, I'm a human rights activist. I respect the value of anybody for live the life we want to live. But when you find yourself in a country and in a culture, we get the own culture of living, the new way of life, like the country of Sierra Leone, you have to go by the laws of the country, you have to go by the dictate of which the people believe. And as I mentioned earlier on, we're a religious nation. We are highly religious, we have highly Christianity and Islam in this country, and we're busy enough to protect the morals of this country. And therefore, as much as you get that right there for Duam, who do in a country where they don't approve them. Sierra Leone is not the only country in the sub-region of West Africa. Why would not the area in Liberia, would not the area in Guinea, and only salute the area? So we as Interreligious Council, we not go fair. It is not an issue about the Interreligious Council. It will be an issue of every meaningful Sierra Leonean. I want to know the Sierra Leonean the way they approve this thing, we're glad for her. For let's see man, they fall like company man, woman, they fall like company woman. If you then dog, then goats, the animal, they will
But Reverend, religious organizations and they, religious body globally then they, where they accept this now. You know, people and they when are religious leaders and we don't come out openly and say their sexual orientation and how they be.
Yes, I not denying that one day. We said and they made and did it and made and do what they want to do. If Sierra Leone accept that, they let police not arrest the people there. Why police go arrest them? Police go arrest them because it is not part of our culture. It's not part of our laws. We have not accepted that one. That means police go arrest them. So if you do them of freedom, why they go hide? We are made to understand the people that come all the way to the west end of Freetown. They go all the way to Waterloo, now New London and Waterloo. Then they go to that ceremony. Why they not doing at the western part of Freetown? Why they not doing at central Freetown? Why they decide for go to a village for go to that actually? Because they themselves know it is wrong. They themselves know it is unacceptable. They themselves know Sierra Leoneans go frown at them. That is why they went to do that kind of thing. But my brother, I want to tell you, my perception is that that thing not only happen among the people themselves. There are people where they orchestrate this, where they support them, where want to promote this kind of life in this country. I am sure that they test the waters and see how Sierra Leoneans they will react to them. The ball left the Sierra Leoneans in their hand. We know they fed for Sierra Leone. We know they fed for people who they try to defend the Bible and the Quran. If Sierra Leone they think that it is right, then they come at least and condemn the Interreligious Council and say what you want to do is wrong. But as far as me know, when that press release come out, we don't get commendation from all over the world, from very responsible people across the world, even inside the country. We give we kudos because of this. Because they were concerned, they are Sierra Leoneans, some are not Sierra Leoneans, but they value what we do yesterday. So for we are very satisfied, and one for say to you, as council, will stand against it by any form and shape.
Okay. Reverend Usman Jesse Fona, thank you so much for speaking to us this morning. And thank you for your time. Have a lovely day.
Thank you. God bless you.
That's Reverend Usman Jesse Fona of the Interreligious Council of Sierra Leone. They strongly condemn the married way up in Waterloo between two men them. And we understand, say, well, police not going to talk to it. We understand, say, they still in custody, and we get information say they don't release them. So we still follow up on that matter day. This is the Tooth Morning Devotion, and they come to you on Tooth FM 103.9. Let me listen to the part again about land. Man and they say land, fiti fata. Let's listen to the part.
The demand them. We get forget meeting. We don't get meeting before, but we get forget another meeting. The Ministry of Lands get for it. Because when I just said the land fiti fata, I'm going to have a meeting with the Ministry of Lands. Then it demand them. Everybody with some parliamentarian, the way they sell land. And even then judges them when they involve in the wrong way. We will respect the independence of the judges, but we will have to call them to order. This is not done. We cannot run a country like this.
Yes, so
the demanded.
But we for left then team then. Then we go make we scatter. Then we go bring palava. Then we go make we nation well Panambara. Make we people scatter.
Scatter you talk about.
Team then like half flavor plaba. Political party wahala. Team then we go make we agba. Then put we country pan yakba. Sing along say hey hey bo bo. We want for no. Waiting make we country they go slow. Waiting make it all they grow. Yes so oh I come for show. Yes, I come for show them thing them way they make we know they grow. Say now we dey die, yes, so make we show them thing them we go make we kick ball, thing them we go make we country go before. Mama, yes, so thing them we go make we grow, thing them we go make we left for go slow, make baby gladdy for Bobo show. Alright, so if I dey perform, me on perform. You say for gladdy for watch you watch. If I dey sing, me young sing. You say for gladdy for dance you dance. Before they do them thing now we go make we gladdy.
Indeed, before do the thing them when I write thing them. You know, I still talk about land issues. How do you sell land? Hey God. Family, wallahi, I go make them film that place so I can show now. How the side where they sell. Now like this studio where you see so, me see there, yana the primary school. Over outside the case and the sidom, you get the secondary school, you get the mosque, then you get the kindergarten school that end right in front of me. Yeah, because the primary school and the kindergarten, they right opposite. Then this middle, this center where you see so, now they can sell, now they the field day, now they actually the field day. Now they then sell this private person. Say, let go build a house, use them for private purpose. How people think? How do they think? The only place outside the picking and they play, the only place outside the community they use as well, other schools and they can then do the athletics, then sports, where they bring community together. The only place outside Eid, pray de dunke sali, now the community they go meet them pray. You say for $200,000, you don't give somebody let go. The future of the Peking that you not care. The community. Now government land or not a private land. If it was a private property, the person get right for it, even though you go think say the person go consider. And at this country, if you see people who get private land, then go get to school, then get to mosque or church for let them build. But how governments not go consider say no? Yeah, we want investments, we want company we go create jobs, but the environment's not conducive. This is a school, mosque, school. And community, they use them. You know what, get this posse Watalo, let go build it. Or get that empty space now you building before the streets. Get now you building, let build where house there. Outside the future of we country, they go. Anyway, Mr. President, we they bring to you the land issues them. And you said aware now. We don't tell people them. People will get land case them. We not bring them to it. What's genuine? We compile them. We go interview you and let the president aware. They are aware. We don't extend an invite to the Ministry of Land, by the way, and can come and defend within them they do. But morally and out of common sense, I don't think it's right for go sell a field outside the community they use for warehouse. No, it doesn't make any sense, man. It doesn't. Good morning again and welcome to the Truth Morning Devotion. We roll call online. Uda and Uda they online this morning. La ring the bell. It's 7:26. We're gonna do the roll call and see Uda present this morning and Uda absent. Uda come class. Uda late. Albert Lansana is always present, and my big brother, mentor, senior colleague, and good friend. Oga John Conte. Good morning. I see you've been there. You come early. Peter Beckley, State House Senior Communication Person. Good morning and welcome. Me Tokora Lamrana Ba Kamara. Good morning. Ali Matu from the UK. Bye Sheka Conte, Kotobai, and Pass Antigi Martinez na US, and we get Grace Yeye Mosori, and Grace, I hope I get your name correct anyway. Forgive me if I don't pronounce it well. We get J. Sam, Malado Jallo, Ibrahim Ba, Ibrahim Ish Kamara, Ambassador Emmanuel Kebi Kamara, Almami Abbas Kamara, Richard Fab Sandi, Ketsi Jallo, Alfonso Kamara, Briwa Alfred, Sununu Jan, Sydney Oaks Housing, Merkaba, Sidiki Mara, Mohamed Mansare, Kabo S. Unisa, Ali Kala, Fona, Lawrence Benson Kuma, Cleverson, my man from Kenema, David Kamara, us friend Kamara. So what you allow do? Where you dey comment? Tell me who side you dey comment from. So then we go help we for no side people and the people that we can class who side them come up from. Get Tuba, Tuba APC, my sister. Good morning. Megan Labor Fav, Maliki Dabo. Okay. Us friend Kamara. How are you, brother? I not see I know MI. Now you have been the look for. Good. I see you this morning. Good. I see you this morning. But welcome. And a lot of people on the devotion. Welcome this morning. So this morning, they can talk about the Millennium Challenge Corporation. The money we all on they look forward to. This country. You don't know the fight for this money. Former President Kuma start the process. We get part of the money we help with for strengthening water business, support Guma and all of that. Then we've been get for go for the big money now. We for help with light business. Over 400 million or so. Yes. Boku money. Oh. And thankfully, under President Bio, we get the money. And I remember I was in the US. We then signed the contract last year. It was last year, September, I think. Yeah, it was September. I was in the US. I attended the cocktail where the president being host. Excited. Everyone, every Sierra Leonean was excited. We all be happy and congratulate the government and the president that we don't get this money. But when government changed, now the US, President Trump came. It was a little bit shaky. We not been no side with faith there. But fortunately, again, there is some progress. We get the clearance yes, the project is going to happen and start to work. But to get somebody where they can talk about what in the MCC mean and whose side it is, what we get for benefit from, and what we for expect as a country. So I get Stephen Gruder is the country director of the Millennium Challenge Corporation Program. Nasalon. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning.
Is it okay to call you Steve?
Yes, no problem. Good morning.
Steve, are you a soccer fan? Football?
Of course.
Which team do you support?
In England, I support Chelsea.
In
Spain, I support Barcelona. In Italy, AC Milan. In the US, I think DC United.
Oh, DC. You're from DC?
Yeah.
Okay, DC United. Kai Kamara played for DC.
Okay.
Yes. Kai Kamara is the second highest major MLS goal scorer after Donovan. He's from Sierra Leone. I'm sure you've heard about him or you know him.
Kai Kamara is very famous.
Yes, he's a very famous, Sierra Leonean American footballer, and he's been in the major league. He's now playing for Cincinnati. Mm-hmm. Also, yes. So we have something in common anyway. And you like football. It's unusual to meet people from the United States who follow soccer. Yeah. It's football mostly.
Yeah.
And I still can't understand it. I have my friends who've tried to explain to me the US football, but I just can't understand how they play.
Yeah.
But good morning and welcome.
No, thank you so much.
Yes.
It's a pleasure to be here.
How has it been working in Sierra Leone? I was reading last night and I got to know that you've been in Sierra Leone for some time. You've worked in Sierra Leone before now.
I do. Yeah, I have a bit of experience in Sierra Leone. We've been here in country since the signing of the compact, my family and I. But you're right. I have a couple years experience previously. I was kind of working in the social impact investing type of space.
Yeah.
So I was involved in a fruit juice business that was buying fruits from farmers and making fruit concentrates and actually exporting it out of the country.
Yeah.
So that was unfortunately before the Ebola crisis.
Yeah.
And the business really suffered during that time.
Yeah.
But I had a chance to come back a couple years later and do some consulting work for the International Finance Corporation, IFC. Yeah.
A World Bank institution.
Exactly.
Yes,
that was just before I joined government.
Okay. So you worked. I was reading the Special Economic Zone. I can recall, which was established after Waterloo. I can recall the space. Because I remember. I went there when I was a COB reporter then to cover when the space was being opened by the former president, Ernest Kuma. Mm-hmm. But what's your experience, working in the development and social impact sector in Sierra Leone since then to now as the man who is in charge of one of our biggest donor-funded project, the MCC?
It's been a pleasure, and it's been a very good experience. Certainly challenging. I think if it was if it was easy for the economy to grow very very rapidly, that would already happen. But I think I've seen over the course of that period, a lot of improvements and a lot of growth in Sierra Leone. I remember when I was first traveling in Sierra Leone, the mountain road, for example, coming out of Freetown was not even an option.
The one by this end.
That's right.
Yes.
We were all traveling in and out of Kissi.
Yes. You don't use the bypass.
Waiting patiently behind trucks, and they didn't have the toll roads going north to Masiaka Junction.
Yeah.
A lot of the construction along the beach areas and in the hills wasn't there. So actually the road network I think has improved quite a lot as well, and that's just so important for the movement of goods and services and people around the country. And I'm also very thankful. I used to work in Niger previously with MCC, and there the environment was a much higher security environment, a lot of security concerns there, and so I was quite relieved to be assigned back to Sierra Leone, a country that I've lived in before, that I'm very comfortable in, and where we move about the country, we don't have concerns for security. We go
It's
here,
safe.
we go there.
One of the most peaceful places in the world.
Exactly. Yeah. No, we feel very comfortable here.
Yeah. You're here with the family.
Yes.
Yes. And have you eaten cassava leaf? What are your favorite local?
Of course. Yeah. Cassava leaf. We try krin, we try groundnut soup. Personally, I like this dish, lafidi. Is it lafidi with that bean powder?
Yes.
And the dried fish, and they put it over the rice. It's really good.
Yes. The kinder beni with the fish and all
That's
of
right,
that.
the beni. Yeah.
You like that?
That's probably my favorite one. Yeah, I like that a lot.
Okay. But you talk the Creole now?
I did talk on small.
Small.
Yeah.
How the body?
Talk on Zenki. Yeah. How yourself?
Yeah, alhamdulillah. Thank you. That's very usual with us. Every other Sierra Leonean, you ask how you're doing, they will say tell God thank you.
Yeah.
Everyone, you just say thanks to God, and that's what keeps us moving on. The hope and believe in God, our religious tolerance.
Amen.
You'll have a Christian saying alhamdulillah. You'll have a Muslim say, oh Jesus. So it's that's what keeps us. But it's good, from someone like you talking about the good part of our country, and also explaining how peaceful this place is and how you're enjoying it and supporting the development of this country through the MCC. So let's talk about the MCC. Like I mentioned, it's a process we've been on. Previous government, this current government, and we have the Compact program now.
Yes.
What is the MCC Compact program, and what does it mean for Sierra Leone?
Yeah, it's a big program. It's a very important program. It's a very important program for the United States of America and for our work abroad. It's a very important program, I think, for this country, and it's focused on the energy sector. So one of the things we do with these compacts is we work with the governments to determine really which sector is critical for the compact to support. Here, the conversation was about agriculture, health, water, and energy, and over the course of the studies and the conversation, we were able to narrow it down to energy and really focus on the electricity grid. So a lot of the grid is kind of concentrated in Freetown, Bow, McKinney, some in Kenema, and so the strategy is to use the compact to upgrade, refurbish some of the equipment, especially here in Freetown, that is a bit dated now, but also to expand the grid, right? So the government has a very big vision, a very big strategy for the energy sector. The compact is an important part of it. We're not the entire strategy, right? But we are an important part of it. And so where we fit in, like I say, is really upgrading some of the existing grid infrastructure and then building out foundational infrastructure that can help the grid expand around the country. So you need high voltage transmission, for example, to be able to move power around the country.
So is it about changing the whole infrastructure, the cables, the poles, and the power stations and all of that?
That's a big part of it. So there are three aspects to the project. One will be primarily focused on that. That'll be a distribution and access project, refurbishing distribution infrastructure and connecting to some homes and businesses. But then there will be a transmission backbone project, which will be putting in a high voltage transmission line running through the southern part of the country to connect to the international line that runs
the Transco CLSG line that goes to Ivory Coast, Liberia, and Guinea.
Exactly. So for right now, for that power, you really only have one line coming down, the 161 line coming down from Bumbuna. And so if you have a problem with that line, you have a big problem. So we need another line, and the compact is going to work on building that line. Also, one of the really important things is going to be putting in dispatch and control centers, right? Because as the grid grows and expands, it's going to need to serve a lot more people. It's going to need to move a lot more electricity. It's going to need to buy a lot more power, and you really need those dispatch and control capabilities to manage all of that well. Not only the maintenance of the grid itself, but also just moving power around the grid in an efficient way. And then a big part of the program will also be working with the government to help the existing institutions adapt to the future of the power sector here in Sierra Leone, right? How can they transform? How can they step up to the plate to be able to take on these new assets, manage a much bigger power market, and even prepare for trade with the region? So it's a very exciting time.
Yeah, it is. It is a lot of work to be done. One of the part of the program, the first part of it with Guma Valley, you know, and it was helping with administrative work, you know, building the administration and helping them in managing their assets and resources and all of that. Is that a component of this project as well? We've had a lot of issues about revenue mobilization, issues of alleged corruption and electricity theft and all of that, the capacity. Honorable Kande Yumkela, who heads the energy sector presently, has been complaining about capacity within the energy sector. Is that a capacity building and helping the institutions, EGTC, EDSA, Ministry of Energy, is that part of this project to help with their capacity?
Absolutely. And we worked very close with Dr. Yumkela and his team to really design the capacity building components to meet the needs, and also to prepare policy reforms, institutional reforms, like I say, to help the sector today prepare for the energy needs of tomorrow. And it doesn't happen overnight. It has to be, you know, a very dedicated and focused effort. And there is quite a bit of the budget is set aside for that. So, you know, we have the compact program is 481 million of U.S. funding, and then 14.2 million of Government of Sierra Leone funding as well. So those together, you're almost at a $500 million program here in Sierra Leone. And the importance of the institutions and the capacity building is that, you know, you can't just go building infrastructure, right? Somebody has to operate that infrastructure, and it has to be sustainable. Otherwise, your investment in the infrastructure means nothing, and you're not able to serve the public long term.
Is this part of using homegrown institutions, or say Sierra Leonean experts, those who have the expertise? I see you're advertising for positions already.
Yes.
Is it about, you know, there's this idea about donor-funded projects, always you have people like Steve who heads the project here, other people from the US will come. They will be the service providers. They will do the infrastructure. They will bid for the projects and win it. But is it about also Sierra Leonean companies, institutions, individuals benefiting from this and implementing the projects where they have the capacity?
It is, and I think you'll find MCC's approach in these compacts a little bit different from maybe some of the other donor-funded projects you've come across. Partially for that exact reason, right? So the way that we go about advancing these programs is we mobilize what a lot of people would know as kind of a project implementation unit within the government of Sierra Leone. So this is a government of Sierra Leone team that is hired, stood up. They have a new office. They get the whole program arranged, and it's actually that team that is going to be managing the procurements, managing the contractors. And my team is actually a very small footprint, right? So we're here for oversight to make sure that the work that's being done complies with the agreement that we've made with the government, but also to provide sort of coaching support for the team and capacity support for that team. But really, it's about the government of Sierra Leone and the team that has stood up for this process, or for this purpose, to implement the compact.
Is this money being sent directly to the government of Sierra Leone? Say, okay, here's the 481 million into an account managed by the Ministry of Finance and the project, the project implementers, and they and that team and others, or is it the U.S. government say, no, this is the money we send tranches, and we are funding and sending the money. It's not in the control or in the hands of the government of Sierra Leone?
Yeah, it's sent as needed. So it's kind of in tranches. And, for us, that's sort of normal when you're, like if the federal government in the U.S. is giving a grant to a local government or a state government or, an implementer in the U.S., rarely is it just 100% of the cash to an account and hope it goes well, You disperse based on milestones. And so, of course, there will be, bank accounts here where U.S. funds will be sent directly and be managed by this project implementation unit, which, by the way, is going to be called MCA Sierra Leone.
Okay.
So some of the advertisements you've seen are through MCA
The
Sierra Leone.
Yes.
But that team will be responsible for really projecting the quarterly expenses needed, requesting that funds, and then us sending those funds
But
here.
the funds will be clearly managed by the U.S. government, and you'll only disburse based on request and progress made with the implementation.
Yeah, I mean it's a partnership, and so the quarterly requests come in. Our team spends a lot of time approving those, validating those, making sure they comply with our agreement and that the programming meets our quality standards. Once they do, we send the funds. And actually, a lot of the large infrastructure work, the contractors will just be paid directly. So the MCA Sierra Leone will verify that the work has been done to standard, and then the payment often will just go from the U.S. government to that contractor. Partially because it's easier rather than going this account, that account. We just go straight to them. But a good amount of operational funding will go through the MCA's accounts here in Freetown as well.
Is there, as part, I've not seen the agreements entirely, is it something that will also, I was asking earlier about, supporting local institution, companies, bigger companies that have the capacity to implement this project, or it will just be a competitive, advertisement. Say, if you're in Guinea, Ivory Coast, and have the expertise or the capacity, you can apply, win, and come. Or are you prioritizing indigenous companies here in Sierra Leone?
Right. So first on the compact document, so all of that is public record. I would encourage you and your listeners, you can go to mcc.gov and find the Sierra Leone Compact. You can read the document in full. In fact, you can read the congressional notifications that we've put out. You can read the program implementation agreement.
Yeah, I
which
think that is
supplements
what
the
we've been
compact.
paying attention to, the congressional notifications and the bigger part of it. Yeah, but
Yes.
it's good to read the documents.
Yeah, no, exactly. Just
Yeah.
just so that you know, it's available to you. It's available to everybody to read. So we're very open with that. And in terms of local content, that's something that we want to encourage wherever possible. But we balance that with ensuring that the results can meet the target, right? Because ultimately, this is a public good that we're delivering for the people of Sierra Leone, and so, what we want to make sure is that they are receiving a top quality outcome, and the extent to which Sierra Leonean companies are involved in that is wonderful, and we encourage that. But we're not in a place to sacrifice quality to favor a local company. We want to make sure that the quality outcome is what comes first.
Okay.
But I think there will be a tremendous amount of opportunities for Sierra Leonean businesses and individuals to work on this program. Like you said, we're hiring right now for the executive team that's going to run the MCA Sierra Leone, and we're seeing a lot of very strong Sierra Leonean candidates.
What's the role of the MCA when you also have people like you have your own office here? What's the coordinating role? Is it that you provide just supervisory role, or you'll be involved in things like the recruitment as well, to know that we hire the right people, advertising of contracts, getting the right people to get the contract as well?
Yeah, it's a very close coordination. The MCA is what we call the accountable entity, right? So they are like the fiduciary agents of the compact. They're responsible for implementing and carrying out the compact. My team here in country is actually very small. So in terms of Americans, it's really just me and our deputy country director, Hannah Hoover, up at the U.S. Embassy. And then we have a bit of a support team there as well. Back in D.C., we have several technical experts who will be reviewing the quality control of the documentation coming through. But it's the accountable entity that's responsible for implementing. And then our team provides what we call no objection on certain levels of deliverables, financial planning, key staff hiring. As the processes are moving forward, at certain points in those processes, deliverables will be submitted to us for no objection to make sure that we, as the stewards of American taxpayer dollars, are comfortable with how things are going. And so, they're responsible for moving it forward, but we're responsible for making sure that the taxpayer
things are done.
is protected.
It's the U.S. people always, they're very, very protective of the taxpayers' money. It's something that they don't joke with. I hope and pray one day we'll have that culture of how important the taxpayers' money is important in development and needs to be protected somehow. But with implementation, what the timeline? What time do you start, and disbursement of funds as well?
Right. So first of all, you mentioned the threshold program with Guma Guma Valley and everything. So that was about 40 million or so. And then we've spent about 10 million or so in the preparation of this compact. And now that the compact is signed last September, like you said, now we need to mobilize the compact. And so what that means is we need to have the accountable entity hired, their office needs to be set up. They need to then go out and hire the design consultants to finalize the infrastructure designs and work with the government of Sierra Leone to complete certain conditions precedent for the compact to enter into force. So we're in this period between signing and entry into force, which is mobilization of the compact. And about 10% of the budget is available right now. And actually, 2 weeks ago, I think we put out a general procurement notice saying that we will be procuring about $67 million worth of procurements over the coming calendar year. right? So that's a signal to the market to say, hey, Sierra Leone, there's going to be some big opportunities. Start preparing yourself so that you can bid on these when they come out. But this mobilization period could take 2 years. And then after entry into force, the major construction work and everything can start. Part of that is strategic, and it's coordinated with the government of Sierra Leone, because once the compact enters into force, there's a very strict 5-year timeline
To
complete. And if the program isn't completed, you can imagine building 75% or 80% of a transmission line. It doesn't really serve the public very well. So we want to make sure that we can complete the infrastructure during that 5-year time period, and that means doing a really thorough job during mobilization so that construction can go well. So it's not so sometimes I think people think of like, oh, entry into force is when the key, the real work begins. No, the real work has been going for some time. It's still going right now, and it's a lot of work to complete these large infrastructure programs.
Entering into force, as you mentioned,
Yeah.
with mobilization and the 5-year timeline.
Yes.
When do we start counting? Say, okay, we've started, so we need to complete within this time. So we don't, get to 5 years and we're 80 or 70%, and the U.S. government will say, okay, time has elapsed, we're taking back, we're moving back with our money.
Yeah, that's the risk, right? Is that we don't get it done. So we haven't started that clock yet. So right now we're mobilizing the compact, we're preparing, and the clock will start when we enter into force. That will be a sort of a legal moment between the government of the United States and Sierra Leone, where we enter into force. There will be a lot of celebration, a lot of promotion of that. People will know, when that happens, and then the 5-year clock will start. But like I say, this mobilization period could take a year or 2 years before we're really ready to enter into force.
What are you mobilizing? Is it the resources? I assume is already there. The financial resources is already
the financial
there.
resources aren't a challenge. It's the operationalization of MCA Sierra Leone. Right now we're trying to hire staff. There's no staff there, right? So there's a building that's empty. So there needs to be a team.
What the role of the MCCU, the units that worked on this whole project, to the point we got to the compact and signed it? Their work is done, they're not part of this again?
Yeah, so the MCCU was technically the team for the Threshold program. And then when the Threshold program, many of them stayed with the Office of the Vice President to help develop the compact. But now the MCA Sierra Leone are open competitive positions, right? Because we've seen on other compacts, sometimes the folks who are involved in developing the compact are not necessarily the best ones to implement the compact. Sometimes they are. Sometimes they're the exact person you need, but not always. And so there's a new moment now. It's a new sort of legal paradigm, and so we're doing open recruitments to see who's on the market for these positions. And if the folks who worked on compact development succeed and are awarded those positions, fantastic. If there's somebody better out there, we want to know about it. Again, the outcome is key. We want to make sure that the public receives the best service possible.
So that's one part of the mobilization aspect of this work. Setting up the coordinating team, the office to get to work. What the other aspect of it? Is it about, after you've got a working office, they will advertise for the procurement stuff you spoke about?
Yeah, so there's 3 main aspects of it. One is getting this MCA Sierra Leone team up and running, and that's well underway. The other is completing the final design work for the actual infrastructure, and this MCA team will need to go and hire the consultants to complete that design work, right? So there's a procurement process, then the consultant comes in and does their work, and then the designs are complete, at which point, you can begin with hiring construction firms. The third piece is the government of Sierra Leone meeting the conditions precedent for entry into force, right? So when we developed the compact, we negotiated it with the government of Sierra Leone, we all agreed on 5 conditions precedent for entry into force. So, you know, one of them is adopting a policy roadmap for the sector so that, you know, all donors, all government folks, all stakeholders in the sector are focused on a centralized policy reform roadmap. The other is operationalizing an independent collection account for the energy sector to help the financial flows be transparent and accountable. A third is to update the grid code. The grid code needs to be updated periodically, and there's a good opportunity now to help it match regional standards a little bit better.
You mean what's they charging? What they're charging?
Not the tariffs.
Okay,
not the tariffs.
no.
So the grid code is a super technical standard of operation, set of standard operating procedures for the electricity grid itself.
Okay.
So they need to update that one. And then there's also going to be an arrears repayment plan, a study and an arrears repayment plan specific to potential government arrears to the utilities. So, you know, we want to hire an accounting team to study whether the government maybe still owes the utility any funds, or maybe the utilities owe the government taxes or something like that. But we want to make sure that that relationship is healthy between the government and its state-owned entities. So that would be the fourth, condition precedent. And then the fifth one is related to our M&E planning, monitoring and evaluation planning. They need to finalize some baseline data and put in some good benchmarks to measure going forward. But those are the five conditions precedent.
I'm sure there must have been some, groundwork, or how do they call it technically? Say, checking the sector and indeed the industry. What is it showing? What the prospects? To get this working. We've got a lot of projects. I remember the other day I was checking about in the last 10 years how much World Bank and other donor partners have spent in the energy sector in this country, and we're still complaining about some of the main issues, and it has to do with some of the things you talk about taxes, utilities. Government was even saying state institutions. I remember the other day the NRA had to go close down the EDSA, the Electricity Ministry Office for taxes, and they were saying also you owe us money. You need to pay, then we can pay. But what's the prospects in this sector? For sustainability with this type of funding we're having, and also to a point that, like you said, it's a social service. CL unions can benefit from it.
Yeah, I think kind of the upside potential here is big. Right now the network, as we evaluate it, is maybe sort of a 100 megawatt network, 100 megawatt capacity. But the demand is much greater than that, right? And even now, many who are connected to the grid, because the power sometimes is unreliable, or it can spike and drop, people aren't using as much electricity as they might otherwise, and they're depending on generators or other sources.
We have solar here, by the way.
You have solar here, yeah, and solar's a great solution as well. But if you can stabilize the supply of power on the grid and expand the throughput capacity of the grid, so allow it to send more electricity around the country to more people and businesses, the economic growth potential is huge. It really is. And I think there's also a lot of work to be done with the institutions. When I was in business school, they used to teach us you can't manage what you don't measure, right? So confusion, uncertainty, it holds everyone back. It's very hard to run a utility when you don't know your numbers. It's very hard as a ministry to plan interventions when you're not sure exactly how things are unfolding. And I think there's a tremendous amount of work being done along those lines. But I think hopefully with the compact now a part of that team, with other donors and with private sector and with the government, both the utility and the ministries, I think we bring sort of a medium-term perspective that helps kind of pull together some of the planning towards a medium and longer-term outlook, rather than trying to solve the immediate issues at hand.
In the announcements by the U.S. Embassy here on the compact, it says after an extensive administration review, MCC is resuming its work to implement the compact. What's the administration review? We all know the MCC compact program was at some point tied to certain conditionalities that has to do with governance and election in Sierra Leone. What's the review?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this was a new one. This was the Trump administration asking to take some time and understand not just the Sierra Leone Compact, but all of United States of America's foreign aid. So they wanted to evaluate that and make sure that it was in alignment with their vision for the U.S. presence in the world. And that really focused on, does the program make America safer? Does it make America stronger? Does it make America more prosperous? And that was kind of the lens that they applied to all foreign aid programs, including MCC compacts. And so, over the course of the foreign assistance review, there was a lot of data requests, a lot of requests to explain the program. What is it about? How does it help the United States? How is it helping Sierra Leone? And so we simply had to take the time to explain that. And thankfully, at the end of the review, we were affirmed to continue implementation. So we're back up to speed now, pushing forward as quickly as we can.
Yeah, we've seen how the U.S. government closing down USAID and other, international donor organizations as well. But are we safe with the MCC? How should Sierra Leoneans be hopeful and believe that this is something that is going to happen in our lifetime? It's 5 years, hopefully.
Yeah, no, I hope all Sierra Leoneans live more than 5 years going forward here. I'm sure you will. I'm very excited to, I think about when I came to Sierra Leone 10 years ago, what it will be like when I bring my kids back 10 years from now, and I think this program has a tremendous role to play in the future of Sierra Leone. And yeah, I'm very optimistic that we'll get it done. The foreign assistance review is complete. I can understand how it was a very uncertain time for all of us, right? Because MCC, like USAID and many other government agencies, are under the executive branch of government, right? So we're not under Congress, we're not under the Supreme Court. We work for the president, and so we follow the president's, directives when he asks us to pause so that he can understand it better. We do that, and our understanding of the situation now is that we've been confirmed that the program is aligned with this administration's priorities for the United States, and we've been asked to move forward and implement, as quickly as we can. Because I think that the administration really caught a good vision for what this compact can do in Sierra Leone for the American people and for the Sierra Leonean people. And I take it as a very good sign that we were given the approval to continue, that the Trump administration sees this as a win-win.
Are there any other strings attached, considering how it's all was tied to the tripartite committee recommendations, implementation of that, electoral reforms as well? Are those things still tied to the implementation of this project?
So throughout the implementation of any compact, Congress holds MCC accountable to its statutory requirements, which include, partner countries maintaining their commitments to exactly some of those things that you listed, right? So rule of law, democratic freedoms, these are standards of and principles to our partnership that all compacts are expected to maintain throughout the life of the compact. So there is a very close evaluation during the time of selection, and then during the time of signing, as you can imagine. But also, our congressional stakeholders will be asking us about these developments throughout the life of the compact, and they want to know that Sierra Leone continues to be a good partner and continues to be the kind of of country that we want American taxpayer funding and investing in for the benefit of Sierra Leoneans, but also for American businesses and individuals to be able to come here and enjoy this country.
Is it safe to say the implementation of the Compact program is still tied to the outcome of the implementation of the Tripartite Committee recommendations?
I would defer to our congressional stakeholders to actually explain that. I think it's still something that everyone is watching closely and that our congressional stakeholders value intensely. And my understanding is that good progress is being made, but that's really something more at the level of the ambassador and our congressional stakeholders.
Hopefully we'll have the ambassador here sometime.
That'd be great.
That'd be great. Yes. But let me say this. The vice president, has been highly involved in the MCC program and all of that. And I heard how excited he was when
almost a private entity in a way, because it has a board of directors, right? So like you would think of a business having a CEO, an executive team, and then a board of directors. So the MCA Sierra Leone has a board of directors, and that's comprised of several government minister positions. So Minister of Energy, Minister of State under the office of the Vice President, Minister of Planning and Economic Development, Minister of Gender and Children's Welfare, and of course Minister of Finance. Then in addition, there is going to be 2 civil society seats on the board. They'll serve 2-year terms and kind of rotate. So those are being vetted. Candidates for those seats are being vetted by the board of directors now. And then there will also be 1 private sector seat that's also being vetted by the board of directors now. And the chair of the board is the vice president. So that is the governing body that will oversee, from the government of Sierra Leone's perspective, oversee the MCA Sierra Leone. Within the compact itself, for legal, formal communications, those flow through the Minister of Finance. So the Minister of Finance is the official representative, but the Vice President is the chairman of the board.
Is the providing the political leadership and of supervising. But these individuals you're talking about, the private sector and the CSO, how will they be selected to be part of the board?
Yeah, so they're going through that process right now, and what we discussed with the government and agreed on was to work through umbrella organizations. So for the private sector, we're working with the Chamber of Commerce. For the CSOs, we're working with Slango. And so each of those organizations went through a process of nominating a short list of their membership to serve on the board of directors, and then they held or are holding selection committee meetings, and they invited us to observe those selection committee meetings as well, where the team votes on which of the members they'll put forward for these board seats. And then the process after that is our team, looks at that selection committee report. We do background checks on the individuals who are proposed to serve on the board. And once MCC is comfortable with the nominees, then the board of directors has the final decision about who is appointed to serve in those board positions. So we're almost at the end of those processes now.
Okay. I know the U.S. government will be very much, concerned about inclusivity in this project. I heard you mention about having the Minister of Gender and Children's Affairs, and also one could imagine how inclusive perhaps maybe recruitment or the implementation phase of this project will be in terms of hiring more women. We have the Gender Empowerment Act presently, more women or maybe people with disability. How inclusive will hiring be mostly, in the implementation phase of the project, or even with the recruitment you're advertising now?
Yeah. What we try to do is look at the candidates who come through and try to assess whether there's being some kind of unfair advantage given to kind of one group or another. traditionally the challenge there has been maybe an unfair advantage given to men or given to people from this religion or that religion or something like that. And so if we identify a trend like that, we try and balance it to make sure that equally capable people from other walks of life also get the opportunity. And so actually what we've seen so far in the recruitment process and even with the board of directors is thankfully a very natural diversity of candidates and in the case of the board of directors of leaders who are sitting on the board, to the point where we haven't felt like we need to sort of have an influence in trying to correct an unfair trend. And I think that is a big credit to some of the initiatives that your government has already set in motion, and the like you were saying earlier, the inclusivity and the one spirit of Sierra Leoneans in general that are very accepting of one another. That has allowed, I think, a diversity of candidates to rise to very senior levels and be equally qualified to serve in these positions. So what we try to do is identify, is there any trend where this is kind of getting off track and it's unfair to one group or another? And I think what we've seen so far is that, just the merit lens alone is producing a good variety of candidates and leaders.
Yes, I could imagine the board. You have 3 women already. The Minister of State in the Office of Vice President, she's a woman. Mantita Ali. You have the Minister of Gender, Dr. Aissata Maoi, and the Minister of Development as well. So just at the board, you have 3 women already. And maybe the civil society or private sector will also send 2 women, and you have 5 women with the Minister of Finance and the Vice President sitting in the board. Do you also have a representative in the board as well?
Well, we don't have so I will be a non-voting observer to the board, right? So we'll go to the board meetings, we'll be there, but we don't have a role in the governance of the board because that needs to be set aside for the government of Sierra Leone.
Okay.
So we have our own equities, and we're watching over compliance of the compact and quality control and making sure everything meets our standards. But the governance of the organization is conducted by the board of directors.
Has there been any disbursements already? Say we've started with this amount of money, either it's with recruitment or mobilization, as you mentioned.
Yes, for sure. So already several $100,000 have been dispersed and paid out, to some contractors, some service providers. We don't actually have staff yet, but we're hoping to have staff soon. And so some funding has been allocated in anticipation of that. But yes, funds are flowing. There's no funding freeze or anything like that. We're back in business. So they're flowing, again, to match the need for the upcoming quarter, right?
Okay. So the implementation with the funding, when you talk about implementation, people will start thinking, when do we see the cables running, the poles and all of that? Maybe you want to give a specific timeline within the 5 years, or when should we expect, this big ceremony of the project itself starting, and when we'll start counting?
Entering into force.
Yes.
Yeah. So you'll actually start. So let me give you kind of the big timeline, I guess. We have the accountable entity is being organized now. MCA Sierra Leone, the team is hiring. That can take months, right? That could take weeks and months to get those people onboarded, oriented, and then those people need to be drafting the procurements and going to market to hire the design consultants. All right, so that can take months as well. Once the design consultants are hired and on board, they need time to do their work, right? Maybe a year or so. So right there, you have 18 months or so of work, maybe 2 years of work during this mobilization period, because you want to set aside enough time in the design work to make sure that that's done well, so that when you enter into force, you can do the construction work right away. But entering into force then, is the moment where you can procure the construction work, you can procure the final consultants for the reform work, all of that. And so there will be a bit of a procurement period right when you enter into force. And then the contractors need to mobilize and hit the field. But, you know, even in the next year, you'll start to see compact-funded teams moving around the country evaluating for design work purposes, as well as M&E baseline purposes. You're going to start to see action, not in construction, but in preparations, in evaluation, and in capacity building preparation.
You spoke earlier about the contribution of government into this. Is it going to be in terms of providing maybe, say, financial resources or otherwise?
Yeah, I mean, we're expecting financial resources, you know, and the total is 14.2 million. The initial planning right now is for that to be primarily used to build out some of the transmission infrastructure, one substation in particular. But you know, we're looking to the government to advance that work stream, and we would, you know, take great care in following the transactions, the disbursements, the invoices, the payments, so that we can validate to our own taxpayer base that yes, indeed, you know, the Sierra Leoneans did contribute 14.2 million.
So it's government money, but still under you know, your reviews and looking whether we follow strict procedures as what is signed in the contract.
Yeah. So it still needs to meet the standards of the compact. We're not managing the money, but you know, we are doing oversight to make sure that it is dispersed in compliance with the compact. So yeah, and it's actually a really strong signal from the government of Sierra Leone about, you know, the importance of this partnership to the people of Sierra Leone, because the government didn't have to make that commitment, right? That was a voluntary commitment. In some of MCC's programs, the partner country is actually required to make a country contribution before even an agreement is signed. In this case, that wasn't the case, but the government really wanted to demonstrate that this is an important partnership, that they want to follow through with it, and so they put forward that 14.2 million. And I think that really has helped our congressional stakeholders and other leaders in DC understand, you know, how important this is.
How committed we are. So that's good news. We're not only depending on donor fund, we're also putting our own money, our own taxpayers' money into this. You know, I understand as well the US, you have your own standards of how donor funds are spent, how taxpayers' money are spent. Is there any way, you know, I would say, what are the protective measures, say, you know, in terms of corruption or, you know, certain people benefiting from this that are in terms of advertising contracts and as well. What's the protective measures, say, in our context, in the Sierra Leonean context? Are you working with other institutions, state institutions, to provide safeguards for the whole project?
So a lot of MCC's, you know, standard procedures are being rolled out in Sierra Leone, and they're the same as ones that they're rolled out in other countries, because this you know, fraud and corruption concern is ubiquitous, right? Every country we work in faces this challenge. Programs in the U.S. face this challenge. You know, if the funds are not managed well, if there's not a clear line of accountability, if there's not transparency, they can end up in the wrong place. So what we do here is we try and emphasize transparency and accountability as much as possible, to the extent that even the full compact that we negotiated with the government of Sierra Leone is on a website, and anyone can go and read it and hold us accountable to say, are you actually following through with this? But, you know, a couple tools we use. So one is this quarterly disbursement process. You know, rather than sending a giant amount of money to a bank account somewhere and hoping it goes well, we have a professional team that works for the government of Sierra Leone, but a professional team who can project the funding and make a sophisticated request based on the needs of that quarter. Our team vets that. Once we're satisfied, we send the funding. And then we check on a monthly basis, how was that funding used? Was it used for the purposes set out, or was it not used? And we provide no objections on many of the disbursements. So there are these very operational controls. There's also sort of big picture controls where we have a fraud and corruption hotline. Phone numbers, text messages, emails, mailing addresses that go to an anonymous source, right? So even if you were to call that hotline and say, hey, I saw something that, didn't seem right, I wouldn't even know about it, right? It goes to an independent person, and if it rises to a certain level, they follow up on it and investigate to make sure that everything is going the way it needs to go.
There is a regress mechanism. If someone feels they're not treated rightly, whether it's in terms of recruitment or procurement processes, there are places where they can, make their complaint.
Exactly. Yes. And there's that feedback mechanism, and it's anonymous, and it's very, very safe, and it's well done on all compacts, and all the procurements and all the hiring is designed to be as open and free and competitive as possible, right? And the lens being, what is the merit of this individual? What is the merit of this contractor who's bidding? Because we care about delivering the best outcome for the people of Sierra Leone. And that's what the American taxpayer signed up for here, is delivering the outcome for the strongest and most capable electricity sector in Sierra Leone, right? We want to increase the sort of objective of the compact is to increase the availability of affordable and reliable electricity for households, businesses, and social institutions in Sierra Leone.
Just to be clear, the compact does not cover, production. You say you have nothing to do with, say, Bumbuna, or say generation of electricity from either thermal or alternative energy. It's just about the infrastructure, the supply of electricity.
Yeah. I mean, it's focused, the infrastructure investments. That's true. So when you look at the energy sector, you start at the generation business that makes the electricity. That has to travel on transmission lines over long distances. When it gets to its destination in a town, it has to travel over distribution networks. And then that distribution network has to connect to a house or a hospital or a school or something. So you have these kind of four pieces of the puzzle. And what we looked at when we were doing compact development was there's actually a lot of activity in generation already. There's a lot of private sector businesses involved. The government has a strong pipeline there. They're doing a tremendous amount with renewable energy and bringing in a new LNG-based power plant that's supposed to come online soon. So we said, okay, that's interesting. Then on the access side, unless the power is reliable, it's not always wise to go expanding a lot of new connections. And we also realized there's a lot of other NGOs and a lot of government programming that can do those connections. One of the more expensive and complicated infrastructure and initiatives is in the transmission and distribution space. And so over the course of compact development, in the discussion with the government and the private sector and others, we realized, okay, that's the piece of the puzzle where the compact really fits in, is taking on some of those very complicated, very expensive public transmission and distribution infrastructure projects that are difficult for a private company to come in and do, or a smaller NGO or something like that. That's really where MCC can provide a lot of value. And so that's where the government assigned us, and we're quite happy to take that challenge on.
What's the difference between the MCC and the LNG project you mentioned? It's a US funded project as well. Is it in any way connected?
So it's a private business, first of all, but you're right. They do have, I believe, some debt or maybe some debt guarantees from a U.S. agency that provides concessionary lending for businesses that serve an economic growth opportunity and a U.S. Business opportunity. And so so that's DFC, Development Finance Corporation. Yeah, so they're supporting the Nods Energy project that's going to use LNG. But aside from the technical benefits of the two projects complementing each other, it doesn't make sense to have an extensive grid without sufficient generation. It doesn't make sense to build a large generation plant if you don't have plans to fix up your electricity grid. So the two projects are very complementary in their strategy. But there's not, like, if you read our compact and everything, there's not technical linkages between the two.
Okay.
Legal linkages between the two.
Okay, they are totally different. I have some questions actually from some of our viewers. This one is saying, can you ask your guest if President Trump has unfreezed the shuttering of MCC and USAID? How was the implementation of tripartite play in all of this? I think I asked that question, but maybe you'll go over it again. Another one says it's still not clear. Okay, it's about the MCC again. Is Sierra Leone among countries like Ivory Coast and Senegal that received extended transition period? This other one is saying, how will communities where the poles or cables will run benefit from the implementation of these projects? Those are just a few personal private questions that I have here.
Yeah, no, it's great. You have questions coming in from listeners. I mean, the status with the MCC Compact in Sierra Leone is that we were paused for the foreign assistance review. The foreign assistance review is now complete, and the Sierra Leone Compact is back to full implementation, right? So we are fully funded, and we are moving the program forward as quickly as possible. So we, because we hadn't entered into force, we didn't need an extension of our 5-year time period or anything like that. We simply pick up business where we had, and we carry it forward, and that's what we're doing.
Because we were waiting to get started.
Yeah, we had signed, but we hadn't really hired staff and everything, and so now we're working as quickly as possible to hire the team and get those procurements out the door. So Sierra Leone Compact, full green light. We're moving forward. In terms of impact, especially in rural communities, in a sense, wherever the electricity grid touches today, the compact will also touch in a couple of different ways, improving the reliability of the grid, but also putting information communication technology on the grid so that they can be responsive to the dispatch and control centers. So that's one. The existing grid, the reliability and the affordability of power should improve. The other piece is expanding the grid to brand new communities. And in some cases, that will be done at the distribution level, new power lines going out to some new communities or new connections to houses and businesses. But one of the main benefits of the compact will be expanding the high voltage transmission grid to create sort of a transmission triangle around the country that will form the foundation upon which future distribution lines can go out to brand new communities, right? So the Southern Transmission Corridor is one of the big infrastructure programs the compact is going to take on. That will go right through the southern part of the country and put substations down in communities that have never had grid connection before. So that will be a tremendous benefit, but also from those substations, the government, other donors, private companies, mining companies, whoever can build out transmission lines to be able to connect new people. But without those high voltage transmission lines, that just doesn't happen.
So you're creating infrastructure where we can just get these communities connected to electricity when they've been distributed, say from Bumbuna or any source.
Yeah.
That's what you're creating.
Exactly.
Yes. So someone is also asking, you've not even started yet. Someone is saying not all CSO are part of Slango. It's about the selection of the board,
Right. Yeah, and totally understand. I'm sure, maybe not all private sector companies are part of the Chamber of Commerce either. Yeah. And so what we said is, we as MCC or the board of directors is not going to be able to vet every business or every CFO and CSO in Sierra Leone. So we work through those umbrella organizations to help with that process so that we can continue to move forward.
Okay.
And
But
have a
you'll
board.
vet the selection anyway. You'll vet the selection of these individuals
Yes.
who will be members of the board.
That's right. And so
Yes.
does the board of directors, right?
Yes.
So the board is watching the process. We are watching the process. And I'm confident we'll get some good board members here soon and have a full board ready to go.
Yes, I've just asked my producer to put up the adverts. We'll do that for the U.S. Embassy and just put that up. And people have been asking me privately, where can they get the link to the advert? So you can go to the U.S. Embassy Facebook page, right?
Yes.
It's there. Yes, I saw it there actually. The U.S. Embassy Facebook page. They've put up the advert for the different positions, and I'm sure.
So right now, as of today at least, there's not actually any openings.
Okay, it's closed.
Well, there was two positions, HR manager and general counsel. Those are closed.
Yeah.
But we will be putting out new advertisements soon,
Okay.
and they will hopefully be on many different outlets as well as in
Okay.
local newspapers.
Yeah.
And so we're happy to send a note to you and your team when those come out, so you can put it out over your network.
Definitely, sure,
Yeah.
sure, we'll do that. So those of you who know don't they message me, they ask for the adverts. No, this don't close already. This way they see at the screen is closed. But as Steve say, where the adverts come out, we could definitely get some. But just, I think the U.S. Embassy Facebook page and X handle, formerly Twitter, now one platform where you can get all the information them. So we serve well for share them around. And if I get some, I go share them around so people will get them and apply. But Steve, quickly and finally, is there a date that you'll say, in this year, we should have expected to complete this project?
Well, if everything goes according to plan, if you assume maybe like a 18 months, 2-year entry into force time period, then we would be entering into force, summer of 2027 and completing as summer of, 2032. But the process already has had a lot of unexpected timeline, changes. So I hesitate to kind of put that in stone, but that's sort of what our planning would suggest. So like I say, the compact is not a short-term solution. It's a medium-term solution, right? It's a medium-term solution for getting the foundations of the energy sector solid so that the growth can really boom from there. And once you have a couple of these pieces of the puzzle really anchored well with strong foundations in Sierra Leone, I think you see the economic growth really start to take off.
Okay. Well, Steve, now the man where the U.S. government sent for watch over this big project, one of the biggest road on get for infrastructure project. If you see on a street, just wave to her. Just say hi. Say Kushe Steve.
Kushe. Unatenki.
Unatenki. Say Steve with the watch over, with the look road, 2031, 2032.
Yeah.
At least we would get the infrastructure and begin to talk about how we could solve the light problem, right? Yes, hopefully. But thank you, Steve. Thank you for joining me. You get a message for the Salon people there?
No, not just for telling all thank you. I'm glad for day with you now. Thank you.
Okay, we get it tradition. Wait till you ring bell. Like you the bell, you ring down. Yes, you the ring down. For sure say you the left with us.
How exciting.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Steve, for coming, and thanks for being with us and sharing this information. I think the people of Salone, they get to understand what's in the MCC they're about and what's in now for BWE expectation and what could be the contribution of Sierra Leoneans to this project, because that is important also. It's a project funded by the U.S. government, but it's for Sierra Leoneans.
Yeah.
What's in for BWE own role? What could be our own role into this?
So, I mean, the government of Sierra Leone is going to implement the project, right, through the MCA Sierra Leone. That'll be staffed by Sierra Leoneans. And I know that many Sierra Leonean firms, auditing firms, legal firms, construction firms, civil works firms, are going to be getting contracts, through the compact itself. many times probably in partnership with international companies. You know, I think also the actual in addition to the implementation of the compact itself, the outcome is so critical. And the energy sector is something that is a public good for everybody, right? And so I think for those who have a meter at your house, pay your electricity bill, right? For those who see a frayed wire that's dangerous next to a school or something, report that to your utility, follow up with them, and make sure that that can be fixed. So see the energy sector, the part we play in it, as a public good for you and for your community, and let's all work together to get it right.
Thank you so much, Steve, country head of the MCC, the Millennium Challenge Corporation. It's been a long time, you know, we've been waiting for, we at the threshold, we get the compact, and hopefully after the mobilization, we go into force. We start, we go make party, we go celebrate and dance. But thank you so much for joining us this morning, and hopefully we'll have you in between time as the project progress. So we'll talk about the things that will happen. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. And when the information about the recruitment come out, we'll definitely go share them. Let's take a quick commercial break. We'll come back, we'll continue the devotion. My name is Amadou Lamrana Ba, and I'm the lead the devotion on Truth FM 103.9. We're on Facebook Live and YouTube as well. And thanks to the U.S. Embassy for sharing our live this morning. See, I can imagine them follow us them. So a lot of people they follow you this morning as well. Take a quick commercial break. We'll come back shortly. Continue for watch and listen.
Orange money go to good, don't come for you. Businessman and businesswoman, he don't come for you.
This time again, the delivery guy no dey give me all the money, and I dey lost track of all my payments them. How I suppose for one business like this?
Why you not register for Orange Money Kotoku?
Kotoku?
If you get small business na salon, this na your chance for make you upgrade am. Orange Money they introduce Kotoku na business line for all business them.
Kotoku no dey yaba.
Whether you na cookery seller, trader, barber, bike man or keke rider, this na una chance for receive payments directly to your Kotoku wallet from your customer them. And the best part now, Orange Money go pay you commission for receive payments na your Kotoku wallet. Cash out for free na any Orange Money office, franchise or kiosk point. Kotoku wallet now your business in better one. For register for Kotoku wallet, dial #144*8*10#. I
say Orange Money Kotoku.
Are you tired of missing all your online meetings due to unreliable internet? Or are you paying too much for your internet and experiencing low speeds, or even struggling with connectivity during video calls, streaming your favorite football match or show? WorldLink Communications Sierra Leone Limited, authorized reseller of Starlink in Sierra Leone, is here for your businesses and enterprises with super fast, unbeatable and affordable speeds here to cater to your needs. At WorldLink, we provide local support anytime, any day. To know more about our services, visit us at our office at 115 Beach Road, Lumley, or contact us on 080 000 111 or 075 000 111 or on our website at sl.wlnet.com. WorldLink Communications, empowering connectivity in Sierra Leone.
It's the Cartoon Relax Getaway, brought to you by Waka Salone. October 25th to the 26th at the Tokyo Beach The Place Resort. $250 gets you the mountain view. $300 for the sea and the sky so blue. $350 for the beachfront. Then Sunday's bubbles. Champagne in your hand. Chalet odors, this one's for you. Natural glow is the dress code too. At the Place Resort from 12:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. Sip, chill, unwind and dance. And if you're just in for a party, then get ready for the powder spray party and bonfire flare. At 4 p.m., let's light it up, right? 500 millions now or 600 at the gate. Don't miss the moment. Don't show up late. Catch and relax. Sun, sand and bubbles. Life so sweet. From the beach to the pool at Tokyo Resort, where good vibes meet. Brought to you by Waka Salone in partnership with Eminence Africa, The Place Resort, Sierra Leone Commercial Bank, Fruit Media, and Afro Technology and Logistics. Don't just hear about it. Live it.
Oh, yeah. It's a legacy, lots of clouds, not it fade away.
Well, me fancy anyway for do what you say no more. Hallelujah.
Truth media.
Truth
media.
Truth media.
Truth. Yes, you. Truth media. Join and Truth media.
Truth media.
Truth media.
Truth media.
Say una we dey watch Truth media.
Me watch.
Una we dey listen to Truth media.
Now listen June.
Una listen to.
Now listen
una
to.
We listen to Truth media.
Now listen to so media.
No, Truth. You don't have the Truth there.
Okay, Truth.
Una we dey listen to Truth media.
Now listen to so media.
Truth media.
Truth media. Well, no bad. Now, sir, anybody, Salomon, yeah, they live or they poo them for do any business for do some. Yeah, they live in the office, they no bad. Any business for do some, and they provide for us for make any students them. Anyway, for make or the confusion or the education, anybody for learner, anybody for prepare, any song if for the anybody.
Radio True Leader. Radio True Leader. We rise every morning with truth in our hands. No more silence, we take a stand. For the people who cry for the dreams that fade, we speak for the hearts that justice betrayed. Radio True Media.
On FM 103.9.
Radio True Media.
On FM 103.9.
Now we voice, now we power. True Media go shine like tower. We no go fear, we go talk. Even if they know I'll make we talk. True Media Radio. On FM 103.9.
Now God we dey Friday, not true we dey preach. Freedom of speech, now that we dey teach.
For Salon, we go stand tall. Radio True Media.
One voice for all.
We honor the land, the struggle, the fight. We shine a light in the darkest night. Because we believe in hard work and faith to Sierra Leone way. We hold the line, come what may.
Them one set we more them, but we go shout. Now the poor man voice we they bring out.
Now we alright for know the truth. Now that make we go protect the truth.
Truth began, no they neglect anyone.
We are the voice, we are the flame. Truth will rise, they'll know our name. Radio True Leader. Radio True Leader. We rise every morning with truth in our hands. No more silence, we take a stand. For the people who cry for the dreams that fade, we speak for the hearts that justice betrayed.
We speak from the heart. Now, waiting we believe we they say, waiting we believe say right, waiting we believe say good for this country. And we think say the MCC project is a very good project for this country. The MCC actually they explain how government is transition. You know how from former President Nkrumah we get the threshold, President Bioka, we get the compact. They count up beaucoup money there now for implement this project. And alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alamin, let God make it happen.
Hello?
And we they go corner quickly. Usai we get with colleague Mohammed Yero on the line. Good morning, Mohammed, and welcome to the program.
Hello?
Hello, Mohammed.
Yeah, good morning, Lamrana.
Yes, you know, we want to talk to you from Kono this morning because we expect forget Honorable Emerson Lamina at the program this morning. If people can watch now flyer, We been already, he don't consent, he don't confirm for Camvolo talk at, look at the mining sector, whether it benefits Sierra Leoneans or Sierra Leone as a country, waiting at the benefit what they get from them. We been on get an agreement. I've been on the try for get weeks back, you know, and yesterday confirm, again consent, again the time, and we put on the flyer and share them around. Unfortunately, he didn't show up this morning. I don't text him, I don't call him, he's not responding. I hope he's safe. I hope he's safe and everything is okay with him. Things can happen to people and go wake in the mornings until he feels sick or he gets other emergency. But I hope he would have communicated, then we were able to make that known to the public, whether an emergency gets or enable come. But we want to put a context of what's in the happen at Kono. You know, the issues of the Koidu Limited workers, you know, it's still a very serious issue. Schools and all reopen. You get a number of people that they work for that company. When they get their livelihood, they take care of them families, them picking them, even their own life, you know. So what's in the situation at Kono presently?
Of course, Lamrana, thank you very much. The situation at Kono with regards Koidu Limited and the former workers, I refer to them as former workers because we don't see mass dismissal where the company being put out social media, so they don't dismiss all the workmen them. The status very appalling. Okay? And one part we morning programs them, one part the local radios where they work for Kono district here. We've been get a cross section of them with radio program. And we, as a result of waiting they unfold at the moment, the untold suffering on them, don't even lead to the former mines workers union don't split, as they don't get another body, where don't be formed out of the body we been they talk on them behalf. And then two bodies here are not the same for see one side at all.
What's in the difference between them? Is it about who are they in favor of the sacking, or who are they in favor, or who are they against? What's in the difference?
Yeah, well, both parties not they in favor of the sack. Both parties they against the sack. But the former mines workers union then don't take legal action at the moment, where they don't sue the company in a court, and where that matter in a court. This new body will arise now that they try to tell them, say, let them get stakeholders engagement and talk with stakeholders and see how then we're able to ensure, say, the company come back because it's suffering at in life too much, then they're out of job, some not even able to take care of in family, some schools don't reopen, then picking them not able to go school yet. You know, a host of things around economic activities where then discuss, say, then life them presently, they're under duress, according to them. Those were the explicit words them way them being used where we get an engagement with them. The other body now, they say they don't care as to whether the company come back or not. Waiting them care about now for let them get then end of service benefit. So this now the disparity way they are between them two set of groups here. And away from that, Amrana, the economic situation at Kono is very, very tough, very, very tough. And these don't prompt where a lot of people now, they use the Koidu Limited mines concession as the only source of livelihood, and where then they go the illegal way for go sort the tailings, meaning the leftover where the mining company be done left, and take them to local pits them for wash them and look out for diamonds. Yeah. Where that don't claim lives. Like dating 4 days back, we get 2 young people where lost their life now the mining company there, and where them been go inside it and scale the fence and go inside, then they dig. But now crude tools them be they use for digging into the sand. Then unfortunately that sand being get for caught and then collapse on 2 of the people them we been there inside the pits where they pull the sand and get out to the other people. So the people who been there out there then try for able to rescue them, but unfortunately, therefore they've been proved futile as then 2 people and they lost their life. So they been get for raise alarm, call on the securities around, and the security can aid them for get out the dead bodies. So as we stand,
May their
it's
souls rest in
very
peace.
unfortunate. It's
really
very
sad.
unfortunate.
It's really
Lamrana.
sad. It's truly sad.
Really
But I want to
sad.
ask, what's in the role of the authorities in this? Honorable Emerson Lamina, the chair for the Mines and Mineral Resources Committee in Parliament, a very senior member of Parliament, one of the leaders them na the ruling party bench.
Yes.
And also, he's from Kono. He served under as mayor. He don't be member of his member of Parliament from the Eastern region. He's from Kono as well. What's in don't be the engagement in addressing this situation or engaging the former workers as you refer to them?
Yeah, of course. Plenty thank you, Lamrana, for this question. This don't be the million-dollar question. Why the silence of key stakeholders, especially the parliamentarians? He is not alone. All of them don't go silent on this, according to the workers. Where this particular thing starts, the paramount chief being summon the former workers union and call the 9 members of parliament where we get in Akono district, and then get an engagement with the workman them. The workman them put across all the grievances. According to the workman them, the members of parliament be assured them say, then they get engagement with the Koidu Limited management, and whatever be the outcome of that engagement, then go filter them to them again. But unfortunately, and to the dismay of we all Nakono district, since the honorable members them get engagement with the management of Koidu Limited, nothing has been said. They not can filter, not can relay no message to the workforce, despite the grievance is all whether they don't tender to them. Where this don't raise a lot of suspicion, say something go don't happen, very fishy or mischievous, we don't happen between them, we make they don't decide for go silence and keep low key. And none of them not ever engage the local radios we get in our Kono district here, because Kono district get about 8 local radio stations where they are, and they're not engaged, none of them radios. And for CC, now this then will come talk when
so they don't abandon the people them. They've abandoned their people. People them we been get job, we don't lost in job and concerns about all of this. They've abandoned them.
Well, that might be the correct diction for using that particular side, say then don't abandon the people. And the guys them status really appalling.
How many workers will they talk about? How many former workers will they talk about?
Slightly over 1,000. Lamrana.
Wow. Yeah. Imagine over 1,000 people losing their jobs and just sitting. And most of these people are residents of Kono, right?
So most are residents of Kono. And think of the spillover effect. When you talk of 1,000, just imagine you get one person will get 3-4 dependents. Yeah. So we are talking close to 4,000 to 5,000 survivors.
Yeah, yeah. And the suppliers as well, people that really sell cookery around. You know, I don't go around the mine that Koidu them place. I didn't go in, but I remember I drive around the fence. I've been there with an Al Jazeera crew and go do some story there. So, and I see around how the corner side them way then get buffer them. Most people and they sell different things them. And they imagine how all those people, them business and go down stall and all of that, and how then they get their livelihood.
Lamana, with regards businesses, a lot of businesses don't starve. And the suppliers, the one they will be they supply them a huge quantum of materials and all. Them also business don't starve. And some of them, even the company owe them. Where the company not able to pay them debts, then they back. So just imagine waiting them people and they go through at the moment. Yeah. It is really appalling, you know.
It is. Now that conversation they want get with Honorable Emerson Lamina this morning, and many other issues are around the mining sector in the country. You know, the new mining law, we don't hear about the Mineral Wealth Fund, and we see travel with the team, then go to Tonkolili district and all that. But unfortunately, it didn't show up this morning, and this is the situation. Now, in on district, Usai Komo, Usai serve as mayor, he serve as member of parliament as well. It is just but good that then speak to them people there and the country. And
just imagine Lamana, what that mean? For don't give you word to a radio, and then they put you on the flyer, and then at the 11th hour, you're not even communicating, you don't show up. So just imagine what that communicates.
Yeah. He's been a very good friend of mine, and we've known we don't know we say for a very long time. It's unusual. So I make the say maybe sometimes he gets an emergency. We hope and pray he's safe. Whatever will have happened, hopefully he will communicate and we will let the public know back why in our shop whether it's an emergency or sometimes I forget to oversleep, you know. Anyways, we go communicate to the public. But thank you so much, Mohammed, for talking to us. And interestingly, at the read, Koidu Limited self don't care the government go cut. You know, the whole thing is opening up and
Lamana, with regards that when you read the document, and one of the things we piss me off now the terminologies way then used for refer to a judiciary as being a politically motivated court according to Koidu Limited.
It sounded like Koidu they're prepared for a fight, some serious fight, you know, and they've been accusing everyone, the first lady, the judiciary, the country, and you know, and for me, the main losers in this, the people them way the thing they affect more are the workers. You know, it's about their livelihood, like you say. You know, the people that we connected to this, people that we get picking and get with them, people that we do business, you know. So Monday na impadi abupa, so Monday na the breadwinner of the family, na wait till they get send money na tongue for pay college fee and all of that, and just one morning there is no job and everybody sit at home. And it's been happening for how many months now? It's in the past 6 months.
Yeah, 5 coming to 6 months now. This not the reason. This not the reason where the workforce and a lot of people in Akono districts, they count on the government, they count on stakeholders for let them see how they're able ensure say they get a speedy resolution to this. If the company they come back, or if the guys are going to be paid off, then they'll be paid off. But it will be more advantageous and it will be of a greater economic benefit if this be resolved and then the company come back into full operations.
So presently, how many mining companies we get to the operate in Akono?
Well, as we speak, not only a good mining company, when at the Gold Lion mining company, where they a chiefdom, when a Nimikro chiefdom, and then they operate in Kumaro. Not only them they in operation, because the mayor also they into care and maintenance, and the sea rights also they into care and maintenance. So as we speak, all the giant diamond mining companies then they don't cease operations as we speak. Lamana, way down they don't increase the suffering.
And
on
the
residents of
unemployment, the drugs, I understand, there are a lot of reports and cases of drug abuse, kush, robbery, and all of that. Kono. This all get for deal with unemployment and all of that, right?
Yes, indeed. Then it all boils down to the large number of the people that will be in the work, we not get work now, where that boils down to unemployment. Like the kush, that's no new story. And then there also a lot of people at the district don't they point fingers at stakeholders, that our stakeholders know they apply any effort or zero effort at all for help for combat this particular menace. As he don't claims a lot of lives. Dating a few days ago, dead bodies of 2 people that been discovered on Council Road and one Konomani lorry park, we now one of the main lorry parks now, and all them deaths then they associate them to Kush, and we see the remains of them dead body then you did not say now being Kush victims because you see sore all over them body and all. So the Kush fight, Lamrana, yeah, honestly, it is not intensified at all.
It's becoming a national issue, you know. In every community you go, everywhere. It's in Kenema, in Kono, in Bo. But thank you so much, Mohamed. Thank you for talking to us. We'll definitely go keep in touch with you for get more updates, and maybe some other time we'll get the honorable member of parliament here, or any member of parliament from Kono. But I think it's a responsibility for these people to speak to their people, to speak to the public, tell them what they do for address some of them concerns there. You know, because it's the people who voted for you, and then give you power, you get a responsibility for addressing concerns. And I'm surprised as well, like yourself and many other people from Kono, that this issue has not been, I don't know, I might be correct.
It has not been properly managed. It has not been properly
or
managed.
even raised in parliament, that it's a very serious issue. Because imagine if over 1,000 people in the lost their job, and government's been promised for create, is it 50,000? But government's part of the big five is creating more jobs, and we have people losing job. And you just talk about two companies and where they under care and maintenance. Then they can still get some staff there with and they pay, but operations now they go on and all of that. So it's alarming and worrying. And maybe you can get the mines minister or in deputy, but sometimes it's difficult to get these people to come and speak, right? Yeah, man, I can.
Yeah, well, that's the biggest problem, Lamrana. We've been facing not only we know the regions they face with them challenges them.
No, it's
very
not
surprising for no say also within the nation's capital they get difficulty in that. You have a mandate. The people don't put you. They say work for me, and then why not come and talk to the people?
Yes.
Why not?
And I don't expect the president for come every time and talk to the public. President get them people they are, where they serve, and get them position they are. If you don't want to talk to individual journalists, you can get a press conference and address this concern. But clearly, there's been not much from the Ministry of Mines, the National Minerals Agency, the Parliamentary Committee, Honorable Emerson Lamina and others on this very, very serious issue. People losing jobs. It's difficult. But thank you so much. We will try. We will continue for try for get them. Openly, we invite them. We don't invite them, fumble them. May I don't send invitation to the Minister of Mines, and hopefully maybe he go consider our invitation and come and talk to the people. Them we know the bets now. We just ask the right questions and let the public learn and understand. Sometimes it's important for let the public know what they do, what are the challenges. Waiting on our plans, some of them things there. We're all humans. Things happen, challenges and day. Nothing is perfect, But thank you so much, Yeo. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Yeah, of course, you're most welcome, Lamrana.
Yes, we try for going at the east of Freetown. If you can recall Fambulem, today mark 1 year where the Osna, the building at Kisi, a shell along by Boy would collapse. Today mark 1 year, the 16th, and a lot of people then died. And two school picking them. One they go on the walls, the other one they go, I remember I was gonna Augustine Suri Sengbe Mara in Fambule. May their souls and all the other people who died, may their soul rest in peace. But what's in the problem we don't get is we understand that people are still the building at that place there because we reported there on the ground and we try for see if we can get footages of what's in the happen around there and for sure the structure where they come up back now a place where remember where this thing happened we were also stressed for able to remove some of the debris them the blocks concrete for people them we been there a certain side we been to communicate with people outside was so difficult. I think one of the mining companies, I think it's London Mining, Gerald Group, with the Lone Star being able to come with them, machine, Gentus have been helped. It was so stressful. The vice president was there. The whole nation, everybody pay attention to that place there. Everybody, response was top notch. Everybody, city council, what a bam. We don't forget about the people that died, them families, them how then they move on. waiting at the recommendations, them things that we for do, not for do. And we understand, say, people are building again in the place. People are depend construct now the same place. They say then go take care of what's in the up in there and all. And I grew up na Kisi actually. Asabi, Richard Allen is on this other side. New sites, then on this other side. That bridge there, na side where people be the throw doti. First, what's up in the round day, where they not been done build up the hills. And later, people then begin to weigh doti there because the dump site was far. People already go get that doti, then they just go to where and they. And it become a concern to the community. Then be the bond doti, they cause smoke all over the place. Somebody came and started constructing there. I can recall Citizens Radio, Alibai, Kamara, then raised concern, community people raised concern about the building, the construction at that place. Nobody listened, nobody. I remember one time, Minister of Lands can Mark X, but the same building continue. So now one side of that bridge, the other side and build so now in go down. The other side, if you come in from town going straight down, the other side of the bridge, the building still there. Now down by the bridge, either from down the bridge, under the bridge, you don't see the bridge again, safe. You don't see them. But if you watch, you see the railing where they show say na bridge there. But you don't see the bridge safe. People are not built from down under, and the guts and the waterway come up. Community raised concern. The media raised concern about this. No one listen. Ministry of Lands, like the president said, and just they sell land fiti fata. And not care about planning, about housing, when a component of waiting them for do. Not so me talko na the pa. I say then they sell land fiti fata. I'll take that video there. We can discuss, but I'll just listen to what the president been say. This now we been they launch some water projects na been to money. I'll just take the video quickly.
We get forget meeting. We don't get meeting before, but we get forget another meeting. The Ministry of Lands get for did it. Because when I just said the land fiti fata, I'm going to have a meeting with the Ministry of Lands. Then it demand them. Everybody with some parliamentarian, the way they sell land. And even then judges the way they involve in the wrong way. We will respect the independence of the judges, but we have to call them to order. This is not done. We cannot run a country like this. They demand them. We get forget meeting. We don't get meeting before, but we get forget another meeting. The Ministry of Lands get for did it. Because when I just said the land fiti fata, I'm going to have a meeting with the Ministry of Lands. Then it demand them. Everybody with some parliamentarian, the way they sell land. And even then judges the way they involve in the wrong way. We will respect the independence of the judges, but we have to call them to order. This is not done. We cannot run a country like this.
We definitely cannot run a country like this. We cannot, Mr. President. I agree with you. 100%. And hold on, they can to you. They can to you shortly. You know, just get man-to-man talk. Now the part talk no to me, Ministry of Lands. So now they sell land and fiti fata, that's school land. Na Muslim agency. The school, middle the field. Now they go sell. Look the documents. Now they go give person for go build school leso, mosque leso, middle. Now say somebody go build business, warehouse. Una no get sorry at, una no get picking them, una member but other people, community people, and where they send them picking and go public school, who send them picking and go get conducive atmosphere. So me talk on the pa na say, una kin kaya like I say, we don't extend invitation, come and can defend waiting the past say, not so waiting me say, not so waiting Mama of Freetown say. Mama of Freetown say been don't say, then they take bribe in a Ministry of Land and all that case say they court man no go put much panale no get problem. Oh, come defend what the past says. Past say judges them, Ministry of Lands, they demand them, Ministry of Land you say fiti fata, they demand them, and members of parliament say, all man don't sell land, don't own land dealer, they sell fiti fata. Not care about people. Communities and they, if the bearing ground self, they not take 10 and go sell them. How they live like so? I'm not sure people, how do we live this way? Community then they don't get side for play, safe picking they don't get side for play. Remember the other day I read the minister, they tell the Minister of Water Resources, say let them move the Western area Peninsula National Park go upline. How them go get park na Freetown? Because they want to push the green belt, so they get more space for sell land. Anyway, let's join Andrew. We get with colleague Andrew they from Kissy Shell presently. So I've been telling her a year ago today, then that accident they happened, that incident they outside that building collapse. People and died there. People and died there. And we understand say other people and don't begin construct the back, then they build the back. Good morning, Andrew.
Good morning.
Yes, Andrew, waiting at the situation presently. I go imagine like a year today there might be some solemn session or people and they remember their loved ones, them we die, we they lost, or some quietness in that area. But waiting they happen presently.
So I can't tell you the accidents.
Andrew, they got you broken. Can you move to a better place?
Hello, you get me now?
No. We know they get you clearly. We truly know they get you clearly. They come in
Hello?
broken. Hello?
Hello, yeah, you get me now?
Yes, Andrew. Yes, we they get you now.
Okay, so I start come to Shell New beside a 7-story building there for them last year. And I talked to a few people around. One of the persons affected say there lost 7 people in that day with the 7-story building for they just to cover the house. And the other people except within the story building and not be able to forget the power gets the house because they don't get around. But the community people say it's not there for come around today. But the complaint says since then they don't get any audience for NDMA or for many government institutions to see how they will come to the rescue.
Other building and they around there, waiting are the preventive measures them within they take, for protect them building and they. Because if you look on the other side of this same bridge, you'll definitely see that building there way start from down the bridge, they come up. It's still there,
It's like the same building. Then get shop in there and waiting to rebuild in this F where people they do business today. Building is still there around the same the building, but they're still not able to come building then they're still to play.
Okay, and everything is normal, like nothing happened at this place a year ago, right? Hello, Andrew.
Hello, Mr. Ba.
Yes, I ask. Everything seems normal, like nothing not be happened at this place a year ago.
Well, just the way for them. Still, I order still they don't. Still, some of the old system we been broke. They still they like how they've been there.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Andrew. Thanks for the update. We just remind people and say things like this been don't happen, and don't abandon, we don't move on safe. People like we know We don't care again what happened. How do we prevent the other side and we prone to disaster? We don't go build a side, we not for build. But thanks Andrew for speaking to us this morning. We definitely go follow up with the authorities about how then they protect other places. We don't need for wait as things they happen. Then we rush there. We go make recommendation. I mean, they say the other day that fire incident will happen in Wellington. That tanker we blast. I read the report, man. I read that report. If you see the recommendations, if you ask now with everything and don't implement. Yeah, but we are just people where this is how we are. Where things happen, we rush, fire brigade approach, then bam. We move on. You know, we move on. I just want to remind we wait in the past. Don't listen to the power about land issues again. They play this, Ministry of Lands. They play this, not to me, now the power, I don't get problem with anybody now. Don't listen to the power again.
The demand them. We get forget meeting. We don't get meeting before, but we get forget another meeting. The Ministry of Lands get for did it. Because when I just said the land fiti fata, I'm going to have a meeting with the Ministry of Lands. Then it demand them. Everybody with some parliamentarian, the way they sell land. And even then judges the way they involve in the wrong way. We will respect the independence of the judges, but we have to call them to order. This is not done. We cannot run a country like this.
We definitely cannot run a country like this. We cannot. We cannot. And Mr. President, please, like you said, the Ministry of Lands, they want to go sell school land, they don't sell and stuff. They want to show the documents by where they say then they sell. They already don't, look, they already don't sell $200,000. They don't sell the field, outside the picking and they play. Na Muslim agency in Akisi. School they so, mosque they so, the middle, the field, outside the picking and they play. And then they don't sell. Don't sell this. The people that don't begin go dig. Now, Honorable Alpha Khan go there yesterday. I'm sure he go brief you, Mr. President. He's aware of this. The community be don't get him involved. He go there yesterday because the school picking them been come out. So the man then come for car work. The school picking themselves come out. Then begin protest, say, then play field. Then they don't can take Canadian. So police been come. And Honorable Alpha Khan self been go there. I think the community people then call him. And he go tell the lady stop work until they try to resolve this issue. So Honorable Alpha Khan is very much aware of this, the presidential spokesperson, and I'm sure he will brief you, Mr. President, about, you don't see, anybody will go under, you go imagine how people can go sit on a Ministry of Lands, now you building, and sell that land, they give somebody for go build a house. For build anything, self, this is the field, not the field where, now fence compound, like how Usa we they so fence. The middle Usa all together, Usa everybody they use for play football, pray day for pray. Sometimes una sell they pan politics, una go use it for campaign. And then go sell so. Sell. No care about them picking themselves their life. Usa then they play. See go sell them. Let somebody go build. Na government land. Na government land. The people are the government. Na government land. You don't go give them government land on the side, so they don't go disturb the picking their education. The environment is not conducive to have a warehouse there. How you go get warehouse outside picking in the land? School, less than 5 meters. Look the school, look the warehouse. Truck and get for the candy. And then get libao, get hurt. People and they will get hurt. They can do anything for money. Anything. And some of them say, Mr. President, you don't know. If we're not bring them come to you, you won't aware of them. The land na Kisi Police Barracks. Usai, now they the whole community they pray. I remember how they grab up here, and the whole community, the imam they sing behind them. Now by mosques and they pray. They go na barracks, go pray, the whole box them. Bisabidila, fisabidila, get come. And then the community, they pray every pray day. Then they get crusade, they back safe. Now a big space. Kisi police bag, you go sabi and for go down check sako and all. I'm sure political rallies or campaigns serve in the whole land. They don't give somebody else where they build a house. No, they don't say let we expand housing plan for police demo. Now somebody don't build a house. Now community feel, I remember one point Eastern Lions been it again. Now community land, now government land. And government land and they give private people them. They never say let we left them for the community, let the community benefit from them. If we want to develop them tomorrow, we go still develop them and build something for the community. Not so community center then they build there, not to hospital, not to school. It's private people. Private people they selling these properties to for build warehouse, build them private business them. Now government land. And the people are the government. And again, I can say we the people, them, how do we sit with members of parliament them? We cancel them. How do we see things like this happen? We imams them, we sheikhs them. We religious leaders them, we youthman them. So for go watch Manchester, Arsenal, no more talk APC, SLPP. These are the places where they take responsibility. Mobilize and meet you member of parliament, you councillor, the police head, and raise concern. Because we all, you picking and for getting their needs side for play. You picking and they go school, the field, and don't go sell them. You know? Until we, the people, them understand the power we have, that somebody no go can say, we don't sell this and a government land and una left and go so, we then bribe 1 or 2 people and then set smart, then there's a problem. And the president talk, here I am, saying, here and the man and get for meeting. I don't know if that meeting they don't take place no more. Here and the judges say, no go interfere by the Oko, but there's a concern. Members of parliament say, Ministry of Land Suyoni say then they sell fiti fata. And everywhere there is land issue. Just these few days where I talk about land now, the people who don't send me message about land, God reach and say the headman then go arrest them for land business. Where raise concern about community land where somebody go sell give private person. Look, man, if you drive now the peninsula and see how unplanned it is, you can imagine what's in the Ministry of Land they do. Hey, yeah, then they don't get community fields. The other time, I remember some side and say even the cemetery, they don't go sell give somebody. The cemetery, then they full right now. We never even think about plan how do we save places. Usai, me or you die, usai then go bury we. Where they don't go a other person and put other person. Then just care about them selfish, waiting then the benefits personally, selfish. But the other land, na Muslim agency, una reverse that deal. Please, una reverse that. That environment is not conducive for private investment. You can't have a warehouse in the middle of a school. Bo, na afraid God oh, I say, if you not afraid God, them money oh, na the man, afraid God. If you're not afraid anything, afraid God. If somebody come meet you, say land there under empty land there under one time, say okay, let's go watch first. Then we go survey and see whether the environment conducive for people them. Even if na employment the person want create, you go encourage and say, let's go out of side where you know go and bug them, pick their education. Where you know go disturb the community, look like the barracks land. Private one whole community for people learn own private business and personal. I can understand if a person in private property, you get rights to for sell them or how you want for do them. But government land and government, the community, they benefit from them, the people and they benefit from them. Remember God, remember. If you know then other community, they serve sometimes you fumble lady, or you fumble can move go there, or you pikin go move go there. We are all connected, one way or the other. We are all Sierra Leoneans. What is for us? Let's preserve it. Let we not deprive a community just for with selfish reasons. Them. It's unfair. It's undone. And we all get this country. It's so sad that some people and they manage this country like now them personal property them. With arrogance, then go sell property where una raise concern. They don't care about the people themselves. Una raise concern, raise alarm. They don't care. Media talk about and they don't care. They don't go ahead. All it can end up papa something then sack them. They don't get waiting and they get and don't move on. Begin left the community and the people that we can buy and go. Like I say, una uge land case if you genuine, una call them to we. Una kana ya. Una reach out to we. They compile them and present them for the president. Let's see. Like I say, Ministry of Land just say land fiti fata. They finally evidence day. The people then tell them story. They put una tell una story about an encounter with Ministry of Lands or headman or members of parliament or people in the judiciary were involved in selling lands. This place will fix them, for solve them problem they are. And until we speak up and all people are accountable for the wrongs they do, now the only way they'll go fix this place. We need for help the government, the president. It can't be everywhere. They appoint people them. So if them people and they do waiting wrong, we responsibility Nayana for all them to account. Bring out what is genuine and what is real. Speak truth to power without fear. I get for die. If I die tomorrow or today somebody kill me, that's not the wish of Allah. I mean, I'm Muslim, I pray. You know? Let's do what's right for the sake of picking them in this country. Few people of us sit on some side and then they take decision for one whole community. Say yes, we don't sell the land. Don't sell on a government land. Government land are you on? You go sell government land, give somebody, you not even involve the community, you say school there, you not even ask them. Because you get government position, you for sell government property, so no more. Who that give you that power there? Especially side where the community they use. If not school, you want to go build a hospital, understandable. But for somebody in your private business, where in the benefits part, come on, this country now, we all you know, not so now get them for the take decision then so no more. No. With some level of arrogance and una not care within the community think or within they say. Oh man, how we all get here? But they need to grab winner or do things say now una no more get here now you because you get power. No. Power is transient. You don't hold it forever. So don't do what's wrong for the people. And the people then get power and then they give. Now we they vote. Now we they can campaign too. And when I say we then can campaign, when I ask them questions. Yeah? Anyway, I need for rest. I mean, Paddy can tell me, they take care with salon problem. You know, the pressure not go up. Well, we try. We try. Now we don't hold this. Now we have responsibility for speak up and say what's wrong. We serve people and for all way accountable. If I do anything wrong, tell me, talk them. Hold me accountable. That is the only way we thrive. We will talk to ourselves, man to man, woman to woman, people, dialogue. And then they help we. Let people understand, say, this country, we all want to make it better. And we all get a responsibility for play with roles. If President don't give you power, put you here, do what's right. Help them for run the state. Do what is right. And Mr. President, you need to act. There are a lot of complaints about land issues. A lot of complaints, man. A lot of complaints. People and they don't hustle and go there overseas. They don't hustle, gather the money, can't buy land. They go now, they above say, hey, me, la, gather, I can't build. Where can meet and don't pull in caretaker day. Other person, I ain't get the land. They don't sell and get other person. A fet. Go find paper. They pan that case, they turn a court back and forth. Again, like I said the other day, if we get affordable housing, when one of you promised them, Mr. President, we all not go rush for get land. But everybody want land. Everybody want for bill. Everybody want land. And people, and they take advantage of the desire of people for get land for make money out of them, selfishly. No? Anyways, we need for end. We need for close. It's 9:30 already. School need for end. We need for plan for tomorrow. Hopefully, Honorable Emasilamina go reach out to we and tell we why you know able make them up sitting at the program. A lot of people, I'm sure, we are looking forward to it. We everybody look forward for asking questions them. You know, but that's it. We hope and pray say everything is okay with him, and when he's okay, he'll come and speak to the people about the issues them. You know. But thanks very much for being with us. Thanks for staying all this while. We don't talk about the MCC. I'm sure you don't get some education and information about how it operates and waiting for look forward to. Hopefully, it's coming to fruition and we benefit from and impact with life, impact developments in this country. Thanks to all our viewers online on Facebook. A lot of comments, a lot of views this morning, you know. A lot of people, like I say, at the challenge now, we've been there 11K. So we ask una now for take we up to, how many? Take we up to 20, as we did 1 month in we broadcast. We did 12K now, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We need 8,000 more people. Yeah, take us to 20 by Friday. Promise? You promise? Deal? Thank you. Thank you for being with us. Thanks for being part of the devotion. School need for close. Where's my bell? Ministry of Lands, we will come tomorrow with some footage from that school where they explain to people and see and understand. That person will do that deal they need for begin think out for reversal. But thank you so much for being with us and staying with us this while, starting with us very early, 6:30, and staying up to 9:30 or so. The devotion, they continue tomorrow, 6:30 in the morning. They start with prayer, anthem, pledge, for showing commitments to the nation, interviews, the principal in rambling and grumble about the state of affairs, and hopefully very soon they begin getting a contribution. Very, very soon. They begin open up the phone line, you will call and contribute to the program, send text message as well. So we'll meet back tomorrow. Need for go drink more coffee, fan breakfast, wait for lunch. So we'll meet back tomorrow. My name na Amadou Lamran Abba. And this is not the Truth Morning devotion. Don't forget to say, whatever you do them with sincerity. Public service, private sector, the ride keke, Okada, taxi driver, worker fine boss, serve with purpose, create your impact. Do them to the best of your ability. Serve the nation with your conscience, honesty as well. But in everything you do, anything else, remember, say, you need to be honest to yourself, sincere, and at the true, and they always last. The devotion continues tomorrow, 6:30 in the morning for the midweek edition. Continue for stay with Truth FM 103.9 in the evening. Tomorrow we get the Truth Evening Talk. We did one 3 days in the week now. And we get programs same way they roll out small. You can grab the Truth newspaper as well from your vendor or go online www.truthmediasl.com and read which stories them. Have a lovely and blessed day. Stay blessed, stay productive, stay peaceful, and stay with us, Truth Media. Tata and bye-bye.
Salute for well now we are. I say salute man and woman as a people. Waiting Louis sweet salute for well now we are. Waiting do we sweet salute for well. Waiting do we sweet salute for
This is Truth Radio, 103.9 FM.